The 2023 Nebraska High School Football Playoffs on News Channel Nebraska are presented by Currency, Aloe, Midwest Bank, Obermiller Seamless, Woodhouse Auto, and by Liberty First Credit Union.
The good news is you win 2 more games, you're playing for a state championship. The bad news is this time of year it gets a lot harder to win football games. The upshot of it all is for a football fan, the games tend to get a heck of a lot better. And that's what we're expecting tonight. Hello, everyone, and welcome to quarterfinal Class D1 action on News Channel Nebraska. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay at the Stanton County Fairgrounds in beautiful Stanton, Nebraska, getting set for a matchup between the top-seeded Stanton Mustangs and the 8th-seeded Warriors of Arapahoe. Lou, Stanton coming into this one, I don't know that you could be any more of a favorite in a class than they have been. They have not won a game by fewer than 28 points this season, but Arapahoe is a team playing with a lot of momentum, a physical team that can run the football, and they're feeling upset-minded after their 200-plus drive trip here to Stanton this evening.
Yeah, it's a long trip, but at this time of the year, guys are excited, so I don't think it matters how long the bus ride is. The other thing is great weather. I don't think weather is going to affect anything. Arapahoe, I think, is a team playing with a lot of confidence right now. As you mentioned, a physical team and a team that plays pretty good defense. Now, you're playing an offense like Stanton that's averaging 61 points a game. You better bring it defensively. But I think Arapahoe, if they can get some turnovers and try to slow this offense down, they'll have a chance.
Stanton's offense is remarkable. We will introduce you to their key player, Arapahoe's. Talk to both coaches, get you set for action. Don't go anywhere. It's playoff football. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back to live playoff action here on News Channel Nebraska. It's a Class D1 quarterfinal matchup between the Stanton Mustangs and the Arapahoe Warriors. Arapahoe doesn't get this deep in the playoffs very often. They're trying to make it to the semifinals for just the second time ever. You want to win games in November, you got to run the football. Arapahoe can run the football. They got a young man by the name of William Casey who has really been lighting up the scoreboard for the Warriors this season.
Yeah, he's been very good. About 1,200 yards on the season. He averages 7.6 yards a carry. If you can do that tonight, you'll certainly have a chance. But he's also a great defensive player. 96 tackles on the year. That's amazing. Just a do-it-all guy. Also catches passes out of the backfield. This time of the year, your best players have to be your best players. William Casey needs to be that tonight for them to have a chance.
The thing about Stanton is you don't really know who their best player is. Their offense has been incredible. As Lou mentioned, 61 points per game. There are 3 quarterbacks in all of Class D1 that have 1,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing, and one of them is Stanton's junior quarterback, Barrett Wilkie.
Well, he's been amazing. Those are good numbers, right? How about 46 touchdowns accounted for, 20 touchdowns throwing the football in a running team? That's amazing. This team runs the ball so well, and Wilkie's one of those guys. 26 rushing touchdowns. He's been amazing. He's going to be a key guy. If Arapahoe can't contain Wilkie, I think it's going to be a very long evening.
They have 2 1,000-yard rushers on this team. The numbers are gaudy for the Stanton Mustangs. And Arapahoe's head coach is the guy who gets to try to figure that out. You'll hear from him, Stanton's coach, and much more coming up. You're watching the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska.
A new year. A fresh start. A resolution to grow more. Gain more. Give more. The process is the same. Plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora, and you.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with a wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
All right, welcome to the pregame show. I'm joined now by head coach of the Arapahoe Warriors, Dustin Kronhoffman. And Coach, well, a year ago, you guys 4-5 on the season. You made the playoffs, lost in the first round, but now you're here with a chance to go to the semifinals. Only one loss on the season. One of the things that's really improved from last year is the defensive side of the ball. Last year, you guys gave up about 46 points a game. This year, only about 22. What's been the difference?
Well, guys just grew up. You know, last year we were starting 5 sophomores and a freshman. So those guys put time in the weight room, and that's what happens. Good things happen when you put time in the weight room, and we got faster. So defense is faster, and we're flying around, making plays.
Absolutely. Well, you talk about making plays. You have to have playmakers to make plays, and one of the guys that stood out to me for you is William Casey. He's a guy that does just a little bit of everything. He's a good running back. He's a guy that catches passes, and he's your leading tackler. What makes him so special?
You know, he's a very fast and powerful runner. So that's a great combination for 8-man football. So when he gets in the open field, there's not a lot of guys that can catch him. So defensively, he flies around and he can make plays.
Well, you got a tough one tonight here. Road game, 4-hour bus ride. We were talking about that on the way over. Stanton is a team that has just dominated everybody all year, averaging about 472 yards a game on offense. How are you guys going to slow these guys down, and what's it going to take to get this win and get to the semifinals?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Got to slow them down a little bit. There's a reason that they've dominated everybody. They're a really good ball team. So, you know, we're going to try to slow them down, try to take away, you know, maybe a little bit of the running game. You're not going to be able to take it away everything. They're just too good for that, and we got to make opportunities on defense. You know, if they make a mistake, put the ball on the ground, we got to get on it, and we got to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck in tonight's ballgame.
Appreciate it. Thanks for covering us.
Absolutely. That's head coach Kronhoffman of the Arapahoe Warriors. Folks, stick around. More pregame show is coming up next. You're watching high school football on News Channel Nebraska.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
I said.
It wasn't. But this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
Welcome back to the pregame show. I'm joined now by head coach of the Stanton Mustangs, David Stoddard. And, Coach, what a season you guys have had. I mean, you guys are undefeated at this point, averaging 61 points a game, 472 yards of offense. What has been working for you guys offensively? Apparently everything.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys returning up front, so they're creating holes, and then we got Wilkie and Pullman running the ball well. We've just really been hitting well in all 3 phases, so it's been going well.
Well, it certainly helps to have a good, experienced quarterback, and Barrett Wilkie has been nothing short of spectacular for you guys. 1,000 yards passing, 1,000 yards running. What's allowed him to be as good as he is this season?
Well, he can run up the middle. He can get outside. He can break tackles. You know, he's got good feet in space, and he's been throwing a great ball all season and finding the open receiver. So he's really been doing a great job.
Well, you're playing a tough opponent tonight, Arapahoe Warriors. They've only lost once this year. A good defensive team, a team that held Ravenna last week to only 6 points. You guys are really good on offense. How's that going to work out? How do you guys win this game tonight?
Well, they're a well-coached team. They're physical at the point of attack on defense. They do a lot of good things to put you in conflict in offense. And we need to play 4 quarters and take care of the football tonight to win.
Well, absolutely. Well, Coach, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck in tonight's game.
Thank you for covering tonight's game. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's head coach Dave Stoddard of the Stanton Mustangs. Folks, don't go anywhere. Class D1 quarterfinals tonight. Stanton takes on Arapahoe right here on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Stanton Telecom. For friendly and efficient service, call or stop in to Stanton Telecom today. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know what we're televising each week? Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports.
Currency. You need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Well, Currency's here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. Here in Stanton tonight, Stanton Mustangs play at the Stanton County Fairgrounds. You know, there's some conflicting information on the origin of the town's name. Some say it was named after Lincoln's Secretary of War, Edwin Stanton. Others say it was named after the founder, S.L. Hellman's wife, whose maiden name was Stanton. Either way, the name Stanton, they're playing some pretty good football this year. Meanwhile, Arapahoe coming 221 miles. It's about 4 hours, the bus ride up to Stanton. Arapahoe, named after the Arapahoe Indian tribe. Now, their school district also includes Holbrook, which was named after an official of the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad. So Arapahoe, Holbrook here in Stanton tonight as we get set for what should be a dynamite contest. Getting set for the start of our first quarter here. Arapahoe will be starting with the ball. Stanton is in their home black uniforms, going left to right. And Arapahoe in their road white uniforms. And we'll see their offense for the first time this evening. Stanton is a little short-handed tonight. One of their leading tacklers is out. They have been a team that is flexed to death. For the Warriors. 9 different players who have rushing touchdowns this season. Winner gets either Cross County or Sandy Creek. They are about to kick off in an hour from now down in Stromsburg in the semifinals next week. If Cross County wins and Stanton were to win, that game would be here. If Sandy Creek wins, they would be hosting whoever wins this game next week down in Fairfield. Stanton trying a little onside kick, a little trick play. Arapahoe ready for it. Diving on it for Arapahoe was Eli Schaefer. And we'll get our first look at this Arapahoe offense. Good field position, Lou, to start at the 33-yard line.
Well, it's one of the things that Coach Cron Hoffman had talked about was if you can get turnovers, any breaks that you get in this ball game, you need to take advantage of them. Good field position to start your first drive. I think it's important for Arapahoe to get off to a good start and try to stay with this Stanton team. Give yourself a chance late in the game.
So from the 34-yard line, Arapahoe starting 1st and 10. They will go to the air. Fisher is a good quarterback, but he undershot that one. That's just his 3rd interception of the season. Cade Fisher, the sophomore, picked off by Jordan Clausen. Clausen's 2nd INT of the year. Arapahoe thought big early, Lou, but paid the price.
Yeah, watch here. They just underthrown the football, and Jared Bloom was able to stay in front of the receiver and does a nice job keeping his eyes on the football, turning around and making that catch. And we just talked about Arapahoe taking advantage of anything they can, whether it's field position or turnovers. Well, the other thing you can't do to stay with Stanton is to turn the football over, and that's a big one right off the bat.
That was one of the advantages that Arapahoe seemingly had coming into tonight. Warriors plus 12 turnover margin on the season, but they give up a big one there. And now we see Stanton's offense for the first time. Off the left side, that's Becker Pullman. He had a season-high 251 yards on the ground last week and 4 touchdowns in their win over Summerland. We talked about what Barrett Wilkie can do, but Pullman rushed for 1,400 yards, 24 touchdowns. Between he and Wilkie, 2,800 yards rushing between the two of them.
And 50 touchdowns. That's an okay season.
Other than that, they haven't done much. That offensive line is real good, by the way. They are big, they are physical, and they have been opening holes all year. Now we get the keeper. It's Wilkie curling to the left. Doesn't get much. Nice job to undercut that play by Grayson Kohler, the junior. As you see Arapahoe's defense, Kohler, the 2nd leading tackler. Keep an eye on Hayden Sitch, 35. The D lineman leads the team in sacks, 2nd on the team in tackles for loss. He had a sack last week in their 12-6 win. Bit of a sloppy win, a defensive struggle against Ravenna in the 8-9 matchup last week.
Now we're on 3rd down. This is where Arapahoe, you've got to be able to get this offense off the field when you have the opportunity.
3rd down and 2. Pullman in motion. Wilkie will keep. He's got a convoy of blockers. 1st down. Out across the 25 to the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 6. And there you see, the complete offensive buy-in. You've got Pullman essentially as a lead blocker for the quarterback there.
Yeah, these guys don't care who's getting the yards and the points. This is just a winning football team. And for Arapahoe to have any chance, I think you got to find those down and distance situations that are not 3rd down and 2. I think Stanton feels like they can get that all night long pretty much against anybody.
1st and 10 now from the 29-yard line. Stanton running kind of a modified single wing, but they've got maybe a little too modified. They did not have what they wanted, and they called timeout. We'll take one as well. Opening drive, no score. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Aloe. You deserve the fiber things in life. Aloe Fiber. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow at NCN Sports for highlights, interviews, rankings, and our broadcast schedule.
Out of the timeout, Stanton 1st and 10. There's a hole near sideline. Nothing but green grass in front of him. Touchdown, Stanton. No flags. Well, whatever they talked about in the timeout, it must have worked. That was a 51-yard touchdown run by Barrett Wilkie, and Stanton's on the board.
Well, you look at the statistics of this team. You got guys like Wilkie that average 11 yards a carry. And you see why right there. Just once he caught that edge, he's a lot of green grass in front of him. Great job up in front of him at creating that hole, and then boy, once Wilkie gets through that hole, it's lights out.
Stanton going for 2. They'll pitch to Pullman, dives forward and in, and the 2-point conversion is good. Well, don't know that you could have drawn up much of a better start for the Stanton Mustangs. 8-0 they lead. They get the interception on the first play from scrimmage and waste very little time getting into the end zone and taking the lead. It is now 8-0 on our scoreboard, which is brought to you in part by Aurora Cooperative. Go green with E15 and fill up at your nearest A-stop today. Also by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Well, Currency's here to help. Visit gocurrency.com today.
Eric, I think if you watch the Stanton team, not only are they physically gifted, but I think they're mentally, they're on a mission right now. You can see it. They just take care of business. You get that interception after you give up some good field position to Arapahoe, and then they put points on the board. They've done that all year. Their closest game was a 28-point win against Elkhorn Valley, who, by the way, is still playing.
Yep.
So, I mean, nobody has challenged these guys all season.
That was something I talked about with Coach David Stoddard this week about how, the team's playing well, but what I've noticed, this team seems to be playing like a motivated bunch. And he said, that semifinal loss, they got blown out by the eventual, by Clarkson Lee in the semifinals last year. And they were a favorite in the minds of a lot of folks coming into the playoffs last year. He said that's been a motivating factor for the guys that were back this year. And they have certainly been playing like it. This time they go with a normal kick fielded at the 1-yard line. Good coverage by Stanton. Out to about the 15 goes William Casey. So able to get to where it would have been had it been a touchback. And we'll see Arapahoe back on offense. We'll see Arapahoe. We already saw them one play. Cade Fisher tossing the... Trenton Roskop tossing the interception. So 1st and 10 for Arapahoe. From the 15, they hand off up the middle. This is Rafe Hill. So correction, it is Cade Fisher who is in at quarterback and not Trenton Roskop, who has been their starting quarterback this year.
It's interesting.
So Arapahoe will have it 2nd and 5 after the gain of 5 there. There you see Cade Fisher, the sophomore, has played a little bit of quarterback this year, but not much. Up the middle that time, very little for Rafe Hill. Gets a couple, it'll be 3rd down as you see Stanton's defense. Their defense giving up just 204 yards per game this season. They have not forced a lot of turnovers, though. That's the one thing that maybe Coach Stoddard has said he'd like to see a bit more of.
That's probably a good thing for the opponents if you've been blowing everybody out.
All right, 3rd and 2, big 3rd down here for Arapahoe. Got Stanton to flinch but not jump. There's 1st down yardage straight up the middle. So they're sticking with the fullback. Out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. That time, Rafe Hill, the senior, gets about 4 yards and moves the sticks. Arapahoe as their first down of the evening.
And that's what Arapahoe has to do in this ball game, is to keep the chains moving. I think you're going to see a concerted effort, just what you've already seen the last couple of plays, to run at Stanton and try to keep the football away from that very powerful offense.
Here they run the option, and it works pretty well. Brought down from behind is Fisher, the sophomore, out across the 30 to the 35-yard line. That's a solid 8-yard gain. And, Lou, I think more than anything else what they're trying to do is control the tempo of this game and keep that high-powered Stanton offense off the field.
Yeah, you've got to be able to sustain drives. You've got to be able to move the chains. And you're right, they're not going to be in a hurry up because you don't want to give the football right back to this offense. Shorten the number of possessions that Stanton has, then you have a chance.
They give to the fullback again, straight up the middle. So this is a bit strange for Arapahoe. We see no Trenton Roskop, and William Casey, who returned that kick, has been on the sidelines for the entirety of this drive. It's been Hill, the senior, who has been a good runner for them this year. 426 yards coming into today, got 4 there and a 1st down. So now close to midfield. They hand off to Hill again. This time he has stood up. Might have got a yard, but that is all. Garrett Hansen, Caden Kamine on the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Hey, folks, our first quarter brought to you by John Henry's. Their family serving yours.
Okay, I think it's going to be important. Now, any team that likes to run the football, those 1st down carries are big. You want to stay on schedule, as they call it. And if you don't, if you're a team like Arapahoe, that kind of takes you out of your offense a little bit. And then certainly with you got Fisher, the backup out there. Roskop's a good passer at 60% completions and 12 touchdowns.
Oh, bad snap. It's a scramble for the football. Stanton's got it. It's scooped by Pullman. He's going to take it. Touchdown, Mustangs. The scoop and score. Becker Pullman, 24 yards. 2 disastrous turnovers for Arapahoe in the first quarter.
Well, you just mentioned that Stanton wasn't getting as many turnovers as they'd like. Now, this one was a little bit self-inflicted by Arapahoe, but a good job by Stanton to get after that football. And Pullman, he knows what to do with it when he picks it up. He takes it into the end zone. And, yeah, that's a killer for Arapahoe. You felt like Arapahoe was starting to maybe get in a little bit of a rhythm offensively. Could they move the football? And as we talked about, slow this game down and limit possessions. You just can't give up touchdowns for the defense like that and stay with Stanton.
Now the Mustangs going for 2. The pitch, Pullman hesitates and knifes his way into the end zone. So 6:51 to go. Stanton's defense making the plays. They're up 16-0. You're watching News Channel Nebraska. Beautiful night in Stanton, Nebraska, especially if you're a Mustang fan. So far, this game has gone about exactly how you'd want it to. 16-0. The Mustangs lead Arapahoe in this quarterfinal matchup alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. Lou, Arapahoe had moved the ball pretty well. I guess that's the good news. You just, to beat a team like Stanton, you have to play almost perfect.
Right.
And you can't have bad snaps, and you can't have interceptions, and those 2 turnovers have been really, really costly for the Warriors so far.
Yeah, no question about it. You're -2 in turnovers. It's the first quarter, and that's just a bad sign. But right now, Arapahoe's in what I call the ignore the score situation. You can't worry about the scoreboard now. A lot of football left to be played. You got to play your game.
Now a good return here out across the 30 to the 34-yard line. And take another look at sort of that is an unusual way to kick the football there, with it lying flat on the tee, just trying to squib it a little bit. So it does give Arapahoe good field position, though.
Well, Stanton has been so good this year on both sides of the football. Hasn't really mattered where the other team has taken over. But again, Arapahoe, you were moving the ball last time. Avoid those critical mistakes. Put together a drive, put some points on the board. You still have a ton of time left in this ball game.
They'll try something up the middle, and Stanton's defense is ready. That defensive line is stout. Gatlin Davidson, the 175-pound sophomore. Garrett Hansen, 200-pound junior, combining on the stop. Hansen, second leading tackler. He had 7 tackles a week ago. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, we mentioned that Parker Wiedemann is out in this ball game. He's the 3rd leading tackler. Also has a couple fumble recoveries. So you're missing one of your playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. But this line plays so well up front. It's a lot of times this season it hasn't mattered who's back there. They've dominated up front.
Pitch to the right side. There's some room. Good blocking out in front. Into Stanton territory for the first time is Arapahoe. That's Grayson Kohler. Solid gain of about 9. It'll be 3rd and short for Arapahoe.
This is definitely where you want to be if you're Arapahoe. It's that 3rd down and short. And you're cross midfield, so I would guess if you don't get it here, you're probably looking at going for it on 4th down.
3rd down and 1. In Stanton territory, quarterback keeper, it's Fisher, room off the edge. Hit hard, but he's got the first down out across the 35 to the 33, a 3-yard gain. And Arapahoe themselves have been impressed. They're not trying too much. They're doing a nice job moving the football. They can finish this drive off with a score of any type. This is a new ball game.
That absolutely keeps you in the game, and that's the sign of a well-coached team, that you don't worry about those mistakes. Now, they were costly, but you've got plenty of time to get back in this.
Triple option play. Ball is out again. This time Arapahoe able to fall on it. Almost disaster a 3rd time. It was Eli Schaefer who fell on it. Ended up going for a gain of 2. That was Pullman who forced the fumble. He had the fumble return on the last drive, and this time forces one.
That might be just some inexperience by Fisher not protecting the football there.
So now 2nd down and 8. They did end up gaining 2 out of that. Ball's on the ground again. Arapahoe able to recover it again. That time Kohler got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Arapahoe, you feel like they're close to being in this game, but they're hurting themselves. There's some self-inflicted wounds right now.
There you see Coach Kronhoffman telling his team to calm down a little bit. 6th year at the helm of this program, 45 wins, 27 losses. They go play action on 3rd and 8 in the sack. In the backfield, that's Mitchell Hupp. Leads the team in sacks this year. That is his 7th, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, one of the better tacklers on this team, as you mentioned, the leading sack guy for Stanton. Great job by Hupp, and that forces a punt here. Arapahoe, it's tough on them 3rd and 8 situations. And you're just doing the one thing you don't want to do right now, and that's give the football back to this offense.
Becker Pullman back to receive the punt.
Fake.
Or not, it's a fake. And there's room down the sideline, diving for the punt, for the first down sticks. I think he's got it.
Casey.
It'll depend on the spot. That was Casey out across the 25 to the 23-yard line. He got it. First down. What a call. What a play by William Casey.
Watch the dive there for that first down. Give up your body, young man. What an effort play. That's William Casey right there. He's a great football player here at this D1 level. You saw it. That's just an effort play for that first down.
Now Arapahoe keeps the drive going at the 23-yard line of Stanton. They hand off to the deep back. That is Casey. He squirts through, gets a couple. And it'll be second down and about 8.
Well, I don't think anybody thought Arapahoe would go away. This is a good football team, 9-1 on the year. Their only loss was a 44-0 loss to Highline. Otherwise, they've been very good all season. Highline got beat by Summerland, who got beat by Stanton.
Yep. Now second down and 8. Pitch near side. Stanton in the backfield. Not going to get away from Sutton Pullman. Or, sorry, that's Mitchell Hupp. Either way, you're not going to get away. The pursuit was there. That's a huge loss, and it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, this is where you don't want to be if you're Arapahoe. Watch Mitch up there. That's just another great play defensively. You know, you got guys that just make plays when it matters. And certainly Mitch Up is doing that tonight here on the defensive side of the football for Stanton.
Goes as a loss of 8. It is 3rd and 16. Back at the 29-yard line. They split Casey wide to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Now in motion is Hill. They fake to him. Here comes the pressure. And not going to get away again, and it's Hupp again. His second sack of the ball game, and Lou, that's the problem with his defense. When it's 3rd and long, they're going to pin their ears back because they've got some of the best pass rushers in the state.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. They're coming after you, but you got an inexperienced guy back there.
Well, now that time it was Roscoff that was in.
Uh-huh.
But he wasn't able to uncork one.
It's hard to see these numbers up here. These guys with, I mean, it's a good, nice-looking uniform, but it's tough for broadcasters to pick up numbers.
White on white looks great. It is not the most broadcast-friendly uniform in the world. So now Arapahoe in punt formation again. This time they will punt it away. Casey gets a good leg into this one. Great coverage downfield, down at the 1-yard line.
Well done.
31-yard punt, no return, and Stanton has 79 yards of football field in front of him. Casey is a good punter, averaging 36 yards a punt this season. He uncorked a 61-yarder earlier this year.
Actually, it's about 79 3/4.
Yeah,
right. I mean, right up against the goal line. That's a great job. Now, can Arapahoe do something here defensively? You've got Stanton pinned. Can you keep him down there?
Stanton Mustangs, this is just their 5th offensive play with 1:18 to go in the first quarter. Cutting up field. Nice job to hold on to the football there. Arapahoe was ripping at it. Wilkie gets across the 5 to the 6-yard line. I give him the 7. It'll be second down and 4 after that gain of 6.
That's a good job by Wilkie to secure that football. Don't give it up. Do you know, and especially where Stanton is on the field, you're going to try to rip the football out. Does an excellent job there to protect it and pick up a nice gain there.
Second down and 4. Some breathing room for the Mustangs. The pitch, left side. Here's Pullman. He's got a hole. Leapfrogs a defender, still going. Spinning away, still churning. Out across the 25, still going. Finally brought down 27-yard line. That's a 20-yard gain. Power and speed. He's got it all. One of the most talented running backs you'll see.
Watch Tietke and Wilkie out in front of him too, just running interference and knocking guys out of the way. That's, you're not as 61 points, 472 yards a game offense without guys blocking really well. Certainly Wilkie's an outstanding runner, but he had a big lane in front of him, thanks to Tietke.
Among others.
Among others, yes.
Now they just go with the QB keeper straight ahead. Just a little bit of a rugby scrum that's going to get him a first down. That might be a bit of a message play there. Just send it right at him. And that's an 11-yard gain for Barrett Wilkie on essentially a QB sneak. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Stanton playing well early, trying to make it to the semifinals for the second straight year. They're up 16-0. You're watching NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Getting set for the start of the second quarter. One of the Arapahoe fans that made the 4-hour drive. Arapahoe down in Furnace County, down there in south central Nebraska.
Yeah, that's a long trip up here to Stanton. But again, this time of the year, I mean, you're excited. You're ready to go. It's not a mundane bus trip. I mean, this is a big ball game. And this is a big possession right now. Arapahoe's got to keep Stanton from scoring here. You fall down 3 scores, then it becomes very, very difficult because you've got to get those extra stops, and that's tough to do.
Stanton is not stopped very often. There's good blocking again for Wilkie. He's got first down yardage. Stiff arms a defender. Was able to escape the grasp of Grayson Kohler across the 25 to the 23-yard line. That's another 18-yard chunky yardage for the Stanton Mustangs.
Well, it's interesting with Barrett Wilkie. He's got 124 carries coming into this game as a runner at quarterback, only 59 passes. But those 59 passes, 63% completion percentage and 20 touchdowns. That tells you a couple things. Number one, he's a good passer.
Yeah.
But number two, they run the ball so well. You get that play action, and that sets up those big plays in the passing game.
Here's the pitch to Pullman. Counterplay to the left, and it's blocked well. Pullman steps out of bounds inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. But just the execution, we said it at the outset, this is a motivated bunch, and they are playing like it here tonight.
Yeah, they're motivated, and one of the more physical D1 teams I think I've seen in quite a while. And it's tough to match that physicality. I don't care who you are. I mean, there's a lot of good football teams here in Class D1, but I think right now Stanton is as good as anybody, and I think part of that is the motivating factor of being so close last year, but having the athletes and the physicality that they have, very difficult matchup for anybody.
First and 10 now from the 12. Again, this drive started at their own 1. Wilkie looking for some room, gets inside the 10. Down to the 6-yard line, it'll be second down and 4. Roskop made the stop. Little quarterback-on-quarterback violence there. It'll be second and 4.
Watch number 77, Ren Brown. He goes out of the picture. He blocked his man about 10 yards out of bounds.
I think they're still going. They're like in the parking lot.
That's a guy that's fired up right now. You've got to be careful, though. You don't want to do that too far out of bounds. You get a penalty, but a great job blocking there on the edge.
Yeah, Ren Brown goes 6'5", 265. That is a beast down there blocking for the Mustangs. He's opening up a hole on the left side. And into the end zone go the Stanton Mustangs. That's Becker Pullman for the 25th time this year from 6 yards out, and Stanton extends their lead.
Well, that's what you call a back-breaking, if I can speak here, drive. Basically a 79 3/4 yard drive for the touchdown, and that just demoralizes you. You have
without
Stanton
a single
backed up.
pass, by the way.
Yeah, that's tough to come back from. And again, Arapahoe, you can't look at the scoreboard. You got to go out and execute, but you got to believe in the back of their heads. It's like, what do we have to do to slow these guys down?
2-point conversion. Here's away. This time Wilkie going to keep it. Gets a nice block in front of him by Logan Tietke. And into the end zone. Conversion is good. 11:05 to go first half. Here come the Mustangs. They're up 24-0. You're watching NCN.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Beautiful fall night. Does not feel like, well, actually it does feel like early November. It doesn't feel like June, and it doesn't feel like January, which is usually we get one of those two in November.
Yeah.
It actually feels like November. It's a gorgeous night here in Stanton County for football.
I'd say it feels more like October 28th.
Does have that October 28th feel to it, doesn't it? Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. Look, you don't play football in November unless you're really good. Arapahoe's had a fantastic season, but look, this Stanton team is a buzzsaw. We have not had a chance to see them yet this year, but they are as advertised and then some. And Arapahoe, they got to find a way to get some points here, or this one could get out of hand.
Yeah, you've got to eliminate those mistakes, and they've been able to run the football. They just haven't been able to do it consistently, and they've, again, avoid those mistakes.
Again, that odd kickoff style with the flat ball. Roscoff with a nice return into Stanton territory. So Arapahoe's winning the field position battle.
Yeah.
They've got less than half the field in front of them. Can they take advantage? A touchdown here would go a long way.
Yeah, this is the best field position they've had to start a drive. And, again, they've been able to move the ball. They've made plays. Got to avoid the big mistake, and you've got to avoid the negative plays. You can't be in the third down and long situation and beat Stanton.
Now flag, our first flag of the evening as the ball was snapped. Somebody was lined up incorrectly. And they're going to call offsides against Stanton. So 5-yard penalty will move the ball forward. So 1st and 5, first penalty of the evening.
We talked to the officiating crew before the game. They said they're going to monitor our broadcast and flag us if we get anything, incorrect or anything. So
I'll tell you what, that's put a lot of pressure on me. If I feel like I'm not my usual self, that's probably why. Of course, a lot of folks say, what, you're making mistakes? That is your usual self. Straight up the gut. Nothing there for the quarterback, Roscoff. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
I rarely make mistakes. That was a joke there, by the way.
You can tell we didn't broadcast a game last week, can't you? 2nd down and 5 from the 32-yard line of Stanton after no gain. Arapahoe trying to get on the board here, second quarter. Roscoff out of the gun. Finds a little bit of room. Stacked up, driven backwards. Shy of first down yardage. That's a nice play by Barrett Wilkie coming up to make the stop. Forward progress gives him the 29. It'll be 3rd and 2.
That's actually pretty good blocking up front. I mean, he had an opportunity there to get that first down. He came close. Now we've got a little over about 1.5 yards, 2 yards here. Now, you know that you're in 4-down territory here for Arapahoe. You've got to put points on the board. It just feels imperative right now for the Warriors to find that end zone on this drive.
3rd down and 2 from the 29. Handoff. Falling forward. Depends on the spot. William Casey might be just shy. We'll see. Nope, they'll say he got it. Well, they're going to say 4th down and about 1 yard. Well, they gave him a tough spot there. I thought he got further up than that. It'll be 4th and 1 yard. Hey, congratulations. Talk about long drives. Pierce had to travel out to the Panhandle this evening. Congratulations to the Sidney Red Raiders defeating the Pierce Blue Jays. Sidney on to the semifinals in Class C1.
First time in 4 years. 4 years in a row, Pierce in the finals. Not this year.
4th down conversion there for Arapahoe. Straight ahead goes the quarterback, Roscoff, to the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 2 and enough to move the sticks. Honestly, Lou, Arapahoe hasn't done a bad job running the football.
No, they have. They've done a nice job. It's, again, you hurt yourself with some fumbles, and that one possession had 2 fumbles, recovered them both, but they ended up with a 3rd down and 8. If they stay on schedule, they've got a chance.
From the 26-yard line, stretch play, bouncing to the outside is Casey. Stiff arms a defender. Good strong run. Sets up a 2nd down and about 6.
Well, I got to love guys like William Casey, that high motor, that want-to in a player like him that's not going to back down no matter what the score is. And then, again, for Arapahoe to stay in this game, you've got to get points. I think you're going to see William Casey with his hands on the ball quite a bit here.
So second down and 6. I formation behind Roscoff. Roscoff running the option, calls his own number, gets the first down and more inside the 10. First and goal, Arapahoe. And here we go, the Warriors inside the 5. Down to the 4-yard line. That's a gain of 18.
Yeah, excellent carry. Saw something fly in the end zone there. That's somebody's shoe. I thought it was the football for a second.
We've seen cleats flying on a couple of plays. Somebody's got to tie their shoes a little tighter.
Yeah. Well,
or that's just how hard they're hitting out there.
That could be. There's your chance for Arapahoe. This is your chance here to get back in the ball game.
First and goal from the 3. The pitch to Casey. Stanton stretches it out. Great play by Pullman. Maybe a yard. It'll be second down and goal.
Arapahoe going to try to power the football in here. We'll see if they elect to throw. Again, Roscoff, a pretty good passer with only thrown. He's got 12 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions on the season.
They'll hand off to the fullback here, looking for room to the left. Didn't get there. Good strong tackle on the left side. Looked like Pullman was in on the stop. I think Kiefer Furnow was over there as well. It'll be third and goal from the 1 after the 2-yard gain by Rafe Hill.
I don't think you're going to see anything too fancy here. Just going to power football here for the Warriors.
2 tight ends, I formation behind Roscoff. Third and goal from the 1. Straight ahead, it's Roscoff. I don't think he got there. Yes, he did. Just extended the ball over the goal line for the touchdown, and Arapahoe's on the board.
Oh, much needed touchdown. Good extra effort there. Dives over the pile and gets that ball. Just gets it over the goal line for the touchdown. Much needed touchdown by the Warriors. And boy, again, if you eliminate those mistakes, how many times have we said that? It was a nice, clean drive off the short field, put points on the board, and keeps the Warriors right there.
Roscoff's 8th rushing touchdown this season. They've got 4 receivers split wide as they go for 2, and now Arapahoe going to have to burn a timeout. Boy, you hate to burn a timeout on an extra point.
Yeah.
7:22 to go in the half. We'll keep it here, 24-6. Stanton with the lead again. The winner of this one will face either Cross County or Sandy Creek. Those teams have yet to kick off. The other D1 games are underway. We will do our best to keep you abreast of what is going on elsewhere in the state of Nebraska in the playoffs this evening. North Platte St. Pat's on the other side of the bracket. I was talking to some folks around Stanton this week. They've made the state championship game once ever. They lost. You know who they lost to?
That's a good one.
Here's a hint. I just mentioned him. North Platte St. Patrick's in the Class C2 state championship game. So a lot of folks around Stanton kind of paying attention to the Irish, and another team that a lot of folks really think could be a favorite in Class D1. They've been just as dominant out west as Stanton has been out east. They've got a tough one tonight, though, with Exeter Milligan Friend. We'll keep our eye on that. Now Arapahoe going for 2. Little jet sweep. Won't get there. And Stanton's lead stays at 18. But Arapahoe gets the drive they needed. 7:22 to go in the half. 24-6 Stanton. You're watching NCN.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
$7:22 to go in the first half. The good news for Arapahoe, you just scored. The bad neuse is How do you stop Stanton?
Yeah.
That's the other side of this is, okay, you got on the board. Now you've got 18 points to make up, and you can't do that unless you find a way to keep Stanton out of the end zone.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. They have looked dominant with the football, not only tonight but all season. So if one of the things that was talked about there in the pregame with Coach Kronhoffman was, trying to get turnovers, trying to get those, extra chances offensively and to stop Stanton, and that may be what it takes is to get a few turnovers here tonight.
Now Arapahoe trying the onside kick. Boy, that was a good one. Stanton, a nice job to haul that in by Logan Tietke. That was a really good, that might be the best onside kick we've seen all year.
Yeah, that was close, and give Stanton credit. They were ready for it. Tietke was ready for that. But that was close. Arapahoe had a chance at that football.
Mention North Platte St. Pat's. Here's an update, something to keep an eye on. They're in the second quarter in North Platte. Exeter Milligan Friend 14. North Platte St. Patrick's 8, the 2 seed. Trailing at home right now. We'll keep our eye on that one. Here at Stanton up 18 at home. Their offense has not been stopped yet tonight. They've got a defensive touchdown as well. Here's Wilkie. Boy, he's so patient. It's one of the luxuries. You got the offensive line as he 720s his way out of bounds. He gets extra yards. What a run. Well, the quarterback, that's Wilkie. Out to the 20s, the 34-yard line. That's an 11-yard gain. You see the tough running, but, Lou, you see the patience because of the blocking up front.
Yeah, you allow the hole to develop, and then you shoot through it. I thought he was going to do Tommy Frazier there. How many tackles can one Barrett Wilkie break, huh?
Now straight ahead it goes to Wilkie and just plowing forward that offensive line. That's Gatlin Davidson, Garrett Hansen, Ren Brown.
Yeah, that's the thing. Offensive lines, they get noticed when they do something wrong.
Right.
Right. I mean, offensive linemen are the unsung heroes of any football team. We don't say much about these guys. Why? Because they're dominant up front. That allows as I call them, the pretty boys out there that making plays. The big uglies down there are getting it done in the trenches.
Second down and short. 2nd and 9. We've talked about that play action. This is a play action down here. Yep. 2nd and short from the 25. Pullman in motion. They'll pitch to him. He's got Brown blocking in front. Turns on the afterburners, and you're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Stanton. There is a flag down, though. So I think these points are coming off the board.
I'd have a hold there out on the edge, I believe.
I think the block was maybe a little too good on the edge, so second penalty of the night on Stanton. Does take a touchdown off the board. But, boy, you'll see the hold here. Yeah, right there, that left arm.
Well, that's unfortunate for Stanton because that's obviously a touchdown. Takes points off the board, but Stanton, with Stanton, it's kind of like, okay, well, what's the next play? We're going to score anyways. That's the way it's been all season.
Boy, the scary thing on that, and it's off the board, the cut by Becker Pullman and that second gear he hit, well, he can fly.
Yeah, good-looking athlete for sure.
His older brother, Sutton, playing out at Chadron State right now. Now 2nd and 11 after the penalty. Wilkie wants to throw. Heaves it deep. Wants Hupp. Can't find it. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Arapahoe. That'll be a touchback. Overshot Mitchell Hupp. And I believe that was Roscoff who came down with the interception.
Yeah, I just overthrew him there. And I believe that is Roscoff.
Boy, remember that stretch. The touchdown taken off the board by the penalty, and now the interception, and Arapahoe is in business on offense.
If you can get turnovers, if you're Arapahoe and you can get turnovers, you've got to turn these now into positives. And by positives in this game, I mean points. You've got to score when you get those chances.
Trenton Roscoff is one of the better defensive backs in the state. That's his 6th INT this year. And now you've got Arapahoe running across the 20 to the 22-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain for William Casey. Hey, folks, stick around for the halftime show. We'll be showing you our Halftime highlights presented by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman will help make your jewelry dreams come true. Arapahoe not backing down. They've got a 2nd and 3 here. Roskop on the keeper. Tries to bounce to the outside. Nothing there. It's going to be hard to get something on the outside against this speedy Stanton defense. No gain. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, they've had their best plays running at this Stanton defense. You're right. Too much speed there on the edge. Barrett Wilkie with a really tackle. And a big 3rd down here for Arapahoe. Again, you get those. You stop Stanton, whether it's on downs or a turnover. They're so explosive. You've got to be able to score when you have those extra chances.
3rd down and 3 from the 22-yard line. Stanton showing blitz. Here they come. In the backfield are the Mustangs. That's Hupp again. He spends so much time in opposing defenses' backfields. That's Casey brought down for a loss of 5. It'll be 4th and 8.
When you start calling Mitch Hupp the eraser out there, he's erasing everything that Arapahoe's trying to do. He's had a big game on that defensive side so far in his first half, and that's a big stop because, as we've said several times, I've said several times, Arapahoe, you've got to be able to put points on the board. They are unable to turn a turnover into points, and they're going to give the football back to this powerful Stanton offense with plenty of time to score.
Casey puts a leg into it. Good punt. Over the head of Pullman. Oh, this one's going to roll inside the 15, all the way down to the 11-yard line. Okay, quick math in my head. This could take a while. That's a 52-yard punt, no return. And Stanton has the field flipped on them, and now they've got it 1st and 10, backed up at their own 11-yard line.
I'm impressed you did that with your shoes on.
And thankful that I did that with my shoes on.
Thank goodness.
1st and 10 for Stanton now at the 11-yard line.
Now, plenty of time for Stanton. Yep. 4:41 for Stanton is an eternity. But much like Arapahoe, now Stanton, you've got to avoid your own mistakes.
Pitch to Pullman's got a block on the edge. Gets the stiff arm. Boy, nice job there to fight off the block. That's a nice open field tackle by Roskop. Still a solid gain, but that play could have been a lot bigger.
Well, Roskop, obviously a good quarterback, but that's a heck of a tackle. That's a good one-on-one open field tackle by Roskop. Yeah, that might have been a touchdown saver.
It's one of the underrated aspects of 8-man football. You have to be a good tackler to play defense. There is so much open space on the field. 2nd down and 4 after that gain of 6. Pullman sent in motion. He'll block for Wilkie, as will others. Wilkie's got the first down. Wilkie's got more. Wilkie got a block that's going to spring him down the far sideline. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Stanton.
Wow.
No flags. 63 yards, and I don't think anybody touched Barrett Wilkie.
Now watch him catch this edge. You got your
look at that hole.
Pulling guard there. Yeah, absolutely untouched all the way to the end zone. That's a big-time run and great blocking by this Mustangs crew. That's impressive and a big score to, again, kind of take control of this football game.
That was Red Brown pulling out that 265-pound junior guard. So Stanton shakes off the turnover, gets a defensive stop and a big play. And now they go for 2, looking for a little misdirection screen set up beautifully. And into the end zone goes Tiedtke. 2-point conversion is good. Mustangs 4 for 4 on conversions tonight. 3:51 to go in the half. They're up 26. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Get rewarded and earn interest for using your My Design Rewards checking account with Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and I get rewarded when I use my debit card grabbing a bite to eat or getting coffee before class. It's easy, simple, and smart. It's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded just for using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
To sum up the past 20 years in one word, exceptional. It's one of our core values. But our people have been truly exceptional. Our customer support has been exceptional. In 20 years, where will Allo be? When we started, we were just a business fiber company. then the demand came from residential. Now the products of both business and residential just continue to expand. We've got to start with customers' needs and always work backwards. The customers will tell us, and our teammates will take us there.
Ten carries, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's the stat line for Stanton's quarterback. They lead 32-6 here, second quarter at home. D1 quarterfinal alongside Lou Siefker.
Let's get Wilkie to show up, Eric.
Now from the 1 yard line, Arapahoe just looking for something positive to end this half with. Good return out across the 15 to the 19 yard line. Let's see what Arapahoe can cook up with 3:46 to go in the opening half.
Now, you've got time if you're Arapahoe. They've moved the ball. We've seen them. They've been able to put together some drives against Stanton. But now you really need a drive here. It's kind of imperative, down 32-6, to stay in this game, to have any hope in the second half. You'd love to have a drive here, put points on the board to end the half.
High formation. Roscoff hands to the fullback for about a yard. Nice play there defensively. Boy, Mitchell Hupp. He's a really, really good tight end. He averages 34 yards per reception, which isn't bad. But defensively, he might be among, if not the best defensive lineman in Class D1.
Well, he's having a great night tonight, no question about it. That was one thing I was going to bring up was a guy like Hupp with that sort of an average catching the football, and that's, again, a product of how well they run. That you have to defend a run, and it leaves guys like Hupp open.
Another yard on the carry, that time by Grayson Kohler, the junior. It's out across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Kohler's fourth carry. It'll be third down and about 8, as you see Coach Kronhoffman. Like I said, his 8th year took Arapahoe to the first round of the playoffs last year. They were 4-5 last year.
Yeah, they've really improved. This is a good football team. Even though they're down against Stanton, this is a good football team. They've had a great season.
They have never made it to a state championship game. Have only been to one semifinal ever. That run will not get them first down yardage. It'll be fourth down, Rafe Hill across the 25 to the 26. It'll be fourth at about 3.
2012 was the last time they were in the semis. And it looks like they're going to go for it here.
Keep the offense on the field. Fourth down and 3 from the 26-yard line. Some confusion at the snap. That did not go the way I think Arapahoe wanted it to at all. The ball came out as well. I think it was fumbled, and it was recovered by Garrett Hansen. It would have been Stanton ball anyway, but as it is, it goes as a fumble recovery.
Yeah, that play just did not look right from the beginning. But hats off again, Stanton defensively. They stuff Arapahoe. Now a chance maybe certainly to come close to putting this game in their back pocket if they can score here before halftime.
Third turnover by Arapahoe tonight. Fumble recovery by Hansen, his first of the season. So Stanton has it first and 10 in Arapahoe territory. Pitch to Pullman, huge hole. Dives into some contact at the 20-yard line and is stopped there. That's a 7-yard gain, though, and it'll be second down and 3.
Well, every time I turn around, you see number 77 out there, Ren Brown, just throwing somebody around. He is a big physical fella at this 8-man level. That's a guy you don't enjoy going up against with his size and his athletic ability.
Again, 6'5", 265. That's big at any level.
Yeah.
Wilkie, this time going away from Brown to the right side. This entire offensive line just really, really good. You've got Gatlin Davidson at 175 pounds, but that's a bit misleading because he's only 5'7".
Yeah.
He's a wide 175. Wilkie gets the first down to the 17 on the 6-yard gain.
Perfect for this running offense. You like those short, squatty guys that can get low and take your legs out from under you.
Although if I'm Gatlin Davidson, I'm saying, hey, Coach, I'm built like a fullback. Give me the football. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Credit that one to the offensive line. I know Wilkie's going to get credit for that touchdown, but come on now. That's the offensive line's touchdown. 17 yards out, Stanton extends their lead.
You see Ren Brown and Davison right there.
Look at this.
Just absolute rugby scrum into the end zone.
That's a bulldozer.
And you see all three of the offensive line guys right there. Wow, that's impressive.
Wilkie now over 200 yards rushing in the first half. Pitch to Pullman. Hesitates, finds his hole. And the Stanton Mustangs are 5 for 5 on 2-point conversions. I'm out of superlatives. Just wow. What a performance by the Mustangs. They're up big. You're watching NCN.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, the wedding band, so we'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Minute to go, first half. That team right there is a tough out in Class D1.
Yeah.
Stanton Mustangs dominant here. Again, this is a very good Arapahoe Warrior team. They have played very well this season. Some impressive wins over some good opponents. Beat Ravenna in a slobber knocker last week.
Yeah, this is an offense. Before that Ravenna game, the 3 games before that, they scored 54, 78, and 52. This is a good football team that Stanton is routing right now.
Yeah, they put 54 on Hemingford in the opening round of the playoffs. But they've got a mountain to climb from the 5-yard line. Here's Casey. He does have a kick return for a touchdown this year. He's got a good return still on his feet. Reverses field. Look out. Hupp is there. Forces him to the sideline, but a great run by William Casey. Well, this young man's a player.
Yeah,
he's just a junior. He's going to be back next year, too. Remember that name.
Yeah.
William Casey, very impressive.
I love it. I love his motor. He just plays hard. Look at this run. Not going to go down easy. You got to get down and get him tackled. If not, he is a danger to take it all the way. Nearly did there. I believe that was that Hupp, I think, at the end of that play that threw him out of bounds to prevent the touchdown.
But Arapahoe a chance to get more points before the break here. Again, it's a 34-point deficit, so it's not running clock yet. Now they had a receiver leave early on the far side of the field. So that'll move them back 5. First penalty of the game on Arapahoe.
Yeah, not a lot of time left here, 45 seconds before halftime. And this team likes to run the football. You don't want to have those penalties to take you outside of where you want to be. And, you know, 1st and 15, not where you want to be. If you're Arapahoe, you would like to get those short yardage down and distance situations.
So first down 15, backed up to the 35-yard line with 45 seconds to go in the half. Warriors to the air, out of the backfield, too low and incomplete. That swing pass has worked well for them this year. Will Casey does have 3 touchdown receptions. But timing off there, it'll be 2nd and long.
You see Mitchell Hupp again putting pressure on a quarterback. Didn't get the sack, but got the pressure. Forced Roscoff to get rid of football a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
So 2nd and 15 after the incompletion. Update out of North Platte. St. Pat's has taken the lead. They're still second quarter, 15-14. The Irish leading EMF in that quarterfinal matchup. The cross-county Sandy Creek game has not kicked off yet. Still about 5 minutes away from kickoff in that one. Second and long, little quarterback draw here in the open field. Good moves, and that's Cade Fisher back in at quarterback here. Gets about 10 before Arapahoe calls a timeout. They'll have a 3rd and 5 upcoming.
I got the timeout called right away. You're definitely trying to score points here before halftime. It's 34-point deficit. Anything you can get here and prepare yourself for that third and fourth quarters is important. You know, it's not without the realm of possibility. We just mentioned the number of points that Arapahoe scored in those 3 games before Ravenna. This team can move the football. We've seen crazy things happen in 8-man football.
We absolutely have.
So it's you get a score here. You certainly give yourself a chance. It's with the way Stanton's playing offense, it might be a small chance, but you still have a chance with a little momentum going into the locker room.
Yeah, we've seen, look, Stanton just showed you can score 40 points and a half, no problem, in 8-man. I recall a game we did in Wisner years ago between Wakefield and Wisner-Pilger. Felt like about 3 different games were played. It was a back-and-forth game, ended up being running clock in the end. But, yeah, you can – all it takes is a couple of scores, and the complexion of the game can change entirely. But Arapahoe's got to convert here on 3rd and 5 from the 25. Looking to the air, slant route caught. That's a first down. Inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 10. A pass caught by Grayson Kohler, who is the team's leading receiver. And now Arapahoe will burn their final timeout with 26 seconds to go.
Well, now you've got to be careful that you don't get tackled in the field of play. So you're probably going to be taking some shots to the end zone with the fact that there's only 26 seconds to go.
That was our first completed pass of the game.
Or at least get some short outs and get that clock stopped. You get tackled in the field of play, you've got to hurry up and spike the football, and then you end up burning it down. So very difficult where you're at right now, even though it's only the 15-yard line. It's tough without timeouts to work with because it limits what you can do offensively, and this is certainly a team that runs the ball well. You take a big chance if you try a running play here and you don't pick up a first down or a touchdown because the clock will keep running.
Hey, how about those Elkhorn Valley Falcons? They're in the second quarter in Tilden right now. Elkhorn Valley and Crofton tied at 8. That Elkhorn Valley team, they've won their first 2 playoff games ever this year and decided they like the feel of that. They want more. They're playing really well right now. Now Arapahoe looking end zone late over the middle. Oh, what a catch on the tip drill.
Wow.
Touchdown Arapahoe. The ball was tipped up into the air, and Grayson Kohler comes down with it.
And look, Stanton thought they had this one stopped, batted the football away. Wow, that's a great job to be where you need to be. Be behind that play, anticipating the tip. Kohler makes a great catch there, and that's a great momentum builder there for Arapahoe to get that touchdown here right before halftime.
Kohler's 7th touchdown reception this year. He has 15 receptions. Almost half of them have been for touchdowns. And now Ravenna will go for 2, doing just enough to hang around. The Warriors, pistol set, handoff, up the middle and good. So 17 seconds to go in the half, and Arapahoe not going to go down without a fight. An impressive score before the half. And Lou, Stanton, they can do a lot on offense, but defensively, they've bent a little bit here in the second quarter.
Yeah, at times in this half, Arapahoe's moved the football, and as I said, you wanted to try to put points on the board. They certainly do that right there before the half, and you build a little bit of momentum. I think the message right now is that offensively we can score on these guys. You've got to find ways to get stops, and that's, again, easier said than done against Stanton. But I think that score right there at the end of the half, it gives you a little bit of hope going at halftime. I think if you don't score there and Stanton gets the football, then you run the risk of, to start the half, then you run the risk of that running clock, which puts you out of the game. So that score, number one, erases that, and number two, gives you just that momentum, that little bit of a positive feeling that feels like you could come back maybe and win this thing.
Good kick away. No chance of returning this one through the end zone. So Stanton will have it at the 15-yard line. 17 seconds to go in the half, and we'll see if Stanton decides to run a play or not. Again, the Mustangs will start with the ball to start the second half. And again, it's good news, bad news for Arapahoe, right?
Yeah.
Your offense is doing some good things. The bad news is nobody has been able to stop this team this year on offense. So what do you do? How do you try to slow them down?
I'd untie their shoes. That's what I would do.
Stanton goes with a little direct snap, a little speed play to the outside. That's a first down. Jordan Clausen, his first carry. Stanton calls timeout. They're not content with a 28-point lead. They're going to try to get more points. That's a 13-yard gain by Clausen.
As explosive as this offense is, Stanton, you feel like you're one play away from points at just about any time in a ball game.
Yep.
And I think that's exactly what Coach Stoddard is thinking here. Let's try to hit a big play and get those points back before halftime.
Coach David Stoddard, his 10th year at the helm of this program, 64-35. But how about since they dropped down to 8-man?
Yeah.
37-5 as an 8-man program.
Yeah, the last three regular seasons, 23-1 in the regular season, and then last year, as we mentioned, made it to the semifinal round, and they, half away from maybe getting back there. But this has been a great 8-man program since they dropped down.
They had talent when they were an 11-man. They were a C2 team, but just didn't have the depth. In the second half, again, we've called a lot of Stanton games over the years, and they would just kind of get worn down. And with the 8-man level, it really fits them well, and you can see the amount of talent they have. That's a lot of field for Wilkie. Wilkie got to get out of bounds. He got there with 2 seconds to go. How about the presence of mind by Barrett Wilkie to know what he needed to do? Gets out of bounds at the 26. That's a 26-yard gain, and there's 2 seconds on the clock.
Well, if you're a fan of Arapahoe, you got to hold your breath right there. I think you said it. There's a lot of field out there. But a smart move there. I probably wasn't going to score a touchdown on that play. Get out of bounds. And then you've got one play here with a chance to score.
Well, Barrett Wilkie is closing in on 250 yards rushing, and we have not reached the halftime break yet. I do not have the exact numbers here because I'm old and I can't do math in my head like I used to, but it just an incredible half of football here by Wilkie.
Well, it's hard right now to pick a guy. If the game ended right now, who's your player of the game? Now, certainly Wilkie with those numbers would probably be the guy, but you got a guy like Mitchell Hupp who has been all over the field, especially on defense, saved a touchdown on a kickoff return. You got that offensive line that has dominated up front. There's a lot of guys you could pick from.
That said, Barrett Wilkie has 231 yards on 13 carries now.
Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
What a performance here by this young man.
That's serviceable.
All right, shot to the end zone here. Wilkie heaves it, has a man down the seam, tipped away. Nice play defensively to save the points. And as we head to the half, Stanton, well, hold on, we got a flag down? We do have a flag down. It's a hold against Stanton, so they will decline that penalty and take us to the half. The Stanton Mustangs, as advertised, the top seed leads by 26 as we head to the break. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
A partner in your everyday. Since 1975, Woodhouse.
It's the season. The excitement of going to sporting events, sitting in the bleachers, rooting for the neighbor kid that mowed your lawn, delivered papers, or played a few pranks in the neighborhood. The first stop, of course, though, is your local Speedy Mart convenience store. Fuel for the journey. Speedy Mart, your area store with Nebraska roots and community ties. No matter if it's a win or a loss, Speedy Mart can make you feel better before or after the game.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
NCM Sports is brought to you by Stanton Telecom. For friendly and efficient service, call or stop in to Stanton Telecom today. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know what we're televising each week? Follow us on Twitter at NCM Sports.
Halftime here in Stanton, 40-14. The top-seeded Mustangs looking for their 11th straight win, and they are off to a great start. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. Give Arapahoe credit. Their offense has moved the ball well at times. 3 turnovers have really been a big difference in this game, and it made things difficult on the Warriors, but also making things difficult, the fact that Stanton, even without the turnovers, 300 yards even on the ground for Stanton, 231 of those from the quarterback, Barrett Wilkie. I mean, this, we talked about this offensive line, not just the line, but what the tight ends do, what their running backs are able to do. Pullman has been a really good blocker as well for Wilkie on those sweeps. Just the offensive execution for Stanton has been amazing. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. But Lou, we talked about it, and you'll see it here on these plays. You'll see a great defensive play coming up. But this offensive line and defensive line, as you see Mitchell Hupp disrupting things in the backfield and allowing Pullman to take the fumble to the house. What makes this team so tough is what they do in the trenches.
Yeah, they're really good in the offensive line, very good defensive line as well. And you see it here with just a power run by Pullman into the end zone. And it's, these guys, these running backs get like 5 yards before anybody touches them. But give, Arapahoe credit coming back.
Yep.
You get Roscoff there with a 2-yard run to make it 24-6 there. But Stanton, so tough, so hard to stop.
The 2 times they've gone to the air, that have been the times that it hasn't worked for him. Roscoff comes up with the interception there. Then there was the incompletion. They have yet to complete a pass, has Stanton. But that interception netted nothing. And then you get, Wilkie doing Wilkie things. They get just that huge hole off the right side. And just about everybody on this team can fly. Wilkie, 63 yards there. He had touchdown runs of 51, 63, and 17 in the first half. Stanton extends their lead. But this play coming up here, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this offensive line.
Yeah, just absolutely running over the Arapahoe defense on that play. And look, he just got a convoy of offensive linemen in front of Wilkie there for the touchdown. That's impressive. You see those three guys right there celebrating.
Yep.
That's a great play for that offensive line.
But Arapahoe getting it done through the air. Great pass here off the tip drill, and in the right place and the right time was Grayson Kohler. So Arapahoe doing enough to prevent that running clock as it's 40-14 here at the half. But Stanton outgaining Arapahoe at the break, 300 yards to 118 for Arapahoe. The Warriors 3 turnovers. The Mustangs have 1. We'll take a look around Class D1 coming up. You're watching the halftime show on NCN.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams. Financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By U-Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zellner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer. NCN Sports is brought to you by Aloe. You deserve the fiber things in life. Aloe Fiber. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow at NCN Sports for highlights, interviews, rankings, and our broadcast schedule.
It's 2023. Bad internet shouldn't be a thing. FYI, coax and satellite internet are vintage. Stop settling for lagging, buffering, and freezing. Switch to Aloe Fiber and enjoy speeds up to 1 gig across multiple devices, 24/7 local customer support, no data caps. Fiber your internet with Aloe. Visit aloefiber.com/FYI.
Welcome back. Halftime here on News Channel Nebraska. 40-14. Stanton with the lead over Arapahoe. Hey, we got some high school seniors on the field. Probably some high school seniors watching us around the state. Listen up. If you're a high school senior, apply now for the United Healthcare Future of Nebraska Scholarship. Check this out. They've got 5 $5,000 scholarships to be awarded. Now, here's the thing. Look, a lot of kids out there doing a lot of great things with SAT scores, grade point averages. That's great. But here's what we're looking for with this. We're looking for those who demonstrate leadership, positive impacts on their school, their community, volunteers, philanthropists, leaders, people who are doing the extracurriculars. That's who we're looking for this scholarship. So maybe you don't have the 4.0 average, but if you're doing the extracurriculars, if you're out there making your community better, this scholarship is for you. Visit newschannelnebraska.com, but you have to do it quickly. You need to apply by December 1st. That's the United Healthcare Future of Nebraska Scholarship. 5 $5,000 scholarships will be awarded. All right, let's take a look around at Class D1. There's the bracket. You see Stanton with the lead over Arapahoe. Cross County and Sandy Creek are just underway. Cross County has the football and is driving in Sandy Creek territory. It's still the opening drive. Crofton has taken the lead on Elkhorn Valley. They're at the half, 28-14. Warriors with the lead over the Falcons. And last I saw, North Platte St. Pat still had that 1-point lead on Exeter Milligan Friend. That had been a very close one. That's a tough draw. EMF is always a tough out in the postseason. And the Irish, that game, I believe, has gone to the third quarter. Irish were up 15-14 EMF has actually scored. They're now third quarter. So Exeter Milligan Friend with the lead on North Platte St. Pat's, 22-15 as they play in the third quarter. So you've got that game, potentially an upset. Sandy Creek Cross County. Cross County's been playing really well. Sandy Creek has been phenomenal as well. That's kind of a coin flip of a game. Could be a lot of chaos around the state of Nebraska in 8-man this evening. Lou, you got some other scores out there maybe to look at. Or do you?
I do.
It's hard to keep track of what's going on out there.
Yeah, we're trying to get back to her. I think one of them that stands out to me is not in Class D, but it's a Class C1 where we already mentioned that Sydney knocks off Pierce. Pierce, for the first time, this will be after 4 years in a row playing for the state championship, the Sydney Red Raiders knocked Pierce off 41-34 in that one. And there's some other scores here. Most of them are so early. I've got Sandy Creek now 8-0.
They did score.
Over Cross County.
So Sandy Creek with the lead on Cross County. That's the 4-5 matchup. The winner of that one will get the winner of this one next Friday. And unless Arapahoe can come up with something in the second half, that winner is going to be Stanton. They lead by 26. Stranger things have happened. Mustangs will start the ball with the second half. Begins, that is next. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with a wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
It's never been easier to get rewarded for using my debit card at Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and with my rewards checking account, I get rewarded for the simple things. Each time I swipe my debit card getting gas or picking up groceries. With Midwest Bank, it's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded for just using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By U-Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zellner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
About to start the second half here in Stanton. We got celebrities joining us up here in the booth, saying hi to us up here. a lot of Stanton luminaries on hand for this one here. 40-14, Stanton with the lead as we get set to start the second half. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. You know, I did want to mention, by the way, we did get a visit by the member of this family. This has been a season dedicated to the Breckbill family in Stanton, and if you know the Breckbill family, you know that they are super fans, were involved in coaching with this team, and Pat Breckbill lost his battle with cancer over the summer. The team did get a chance to visit him right before kind of camp and the season started, before he unfortunately passed away, but the family is here tonight. They've dedicated this season to the Breckbills, and if you know Stanton, you know them, and they are Stanton super fans to be sure as this kick goes into the end zone. But It's a special season in a lot of reasons and in a lot of ways for the Stanton Mustangs here tonight.
I got a feeling Pat's watching this one somewhere.
Absolutely. Anybody who knows Pat knows that he has a man cave in his garage where he watched all the Husker games that is filled with more sports memorabilia. That thing is filled to the brim. Yeah. So hopefully he's got a comfy seat somewhere watching this one from above tonight. Stanton is up big as they start the second half, and here is Becker Pullman getting to the outside. Boy, the offensive line, they block so well, and what that lets these talented runners do is just find where they need to go, and both Wilkie and Pullman do such a great job of diagnosing where they need to be.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw, again, Ren Brown, number 77. He's been in a lot of plays in that offensive line. He got out there, again, the pulling guard, and just run interference allowed that play to get to the outside and pick up a nice game.
Second down 2. Fake the pitch to Pullman. And it's Wilkie spinning forward for first down yardage across the 25 to the 30-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain.
That looked like a busted play. They
really
still
did.
Pick up a nice gain. I think it was, because it looked like the pitch to Pullman, a fake, but Pullman's going the other way. I don't know.
You're right. It looked like Wilkie was looking to pitch to his right, and Pullman was already on his left, so he just took off and got 7 yards out of it.
Yeah, that's Stanton for you. If you have a busted play, you pick up 7 yards. That speaks volumes of what they've been able to do offensively.
First and 10 from the 30. This time the pitch finds its mark. It's a counter. It's Pullman. First down, stiff arm into Arapahoe territory and down to the 35. A gain of 15.
Another flag in the
We
backfield.
got a flag in the backfield, though.
And have another hold. That's been the one bugaboo for Stanton tonight, is some ill-timed penalties.
Had one that took a touchdown off the board. That drive ended in an interception. I think Coach David Stoddard getting an explanation. Whatever it is, it's not one he's going to like. This is a personal foul on the offense. So that'll move it back 15. So now it'll be first and 25 back at the 15-yard line. They need to get to midfield.
That's your chance now if you're Arapahoe. Maybe you get the football back here. You've got Stanton in a long yardage situation. It's been really tough. Other than the interception, really haven't stopped Stanton at all tonight.
Yeah, Stanton has gone to the air twice, and they have not been successful. And that's sort of that extra gear that this offense has that they've been able to go to. Arapahoe's done a nice job. Again, their secondary is very good. Trenton Roscoe, potentially an all-stater as a defensive back, got his 6th interception of the season earlier tonight. Here's Wilkie on the ground. Cuts back near side, wrapped up. Nice open field tackle there. Right on cue. That's Roscoe making the play across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Gain of 6, and it's going to be 2nd and 19.
Yeah, if you're Stanton, you're just trying to pick up some positives here and maybe get yourself in a third down and makeable. Although, again, Stanton has that ability to pop them and get the big play, the big explosive play.
Jordan Clausen split wide to the right. They go out of the shotgun on 2nd and long. Wilkie fakes to the near side, tripped up and sacked. Great play in the backfield by Arapahoe. Back at the 11-yard line, it's going to be 3rd and really long.
Yeah, it's a great job. That was
Hayden Sitch getting in the backfield. Another flag. This one was on Stanton. Again, another blocking penalty. It's declined. Arapahoe declines the penalty, and it's going to be 3rd and long. Hayden Sitch, that was his 6th sack of the season. A loss of 10.
Couldn't have come at a better time. You really got Stanton where you want him now. You just can't give up a big play here. 3rd down and a mile.
3rd and 29, and now Stanton's going to talk this over. Try to find that 3rd and 29 play in the playbook. We'll take a break as well. Big 3rd down play next. You're watching NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
All right, 3rd down and 29 for Stanton. They've kind of gotten in their own way on this opening drive of the second half. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. A couple of penalties, a sack. Now they're at the 11-yard line. They need to get to the 40. 3 receivers split wide on 3rd and long. Wilkie to the air, pressured. It's a screen set up pretty well to Clausen. Finds some room out across the 25. Gets across midfield and out of bounds, and they pick it up with the screen play.
Oh, that is so demoralizing. Well, you had him right where you wanted him, and Stanton just finds a way. That well-executed screen pass. Just it was perfectly set up. Good blocking out in front. You see it here. Just gets it right over that defense. You allow that defense in and throw that pass over the top. And a heck of a run there. Boston all the way for the first down.
Goes for 34 yards on 3rd and 29. Wow. You know, Stanton has only punted the ball once this season, this entire year. I thought we were going to see the second. Now the pitch to Pullman. Right side finds a little bit of room, gets out to the 30. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Now you got to find, you have to punt. You're going to have to find the punter, right? Is he even here? Does he remember there's a game?
I believe it's Becker Pullman. So congratulations to the Pender Pendragon. They're the team that made Stanton punt this year. Pullman uncorked a 40-yarder against Pender in their victory over the Pendragons earlier this year.
So they're averaging 40 yards a punt, huh?
Yeah, not
That's
bad.
Pretty good.
2nd down 5 from the 30. Stanton won that game 60-20 by the way. Straight ahead. There's that offensive line. They could run that every play. I feel like if they wanted to. Wilkie gets out to the 20. That's a gain of 10 and a first down.
Yeah, that's what you call a body shot, and that is a debilitating body shot. They're just so tough up the middle like that. They're so strong in that offensive line.
So 1st and 10 for Stanton now from the 20 of Arapahoe. This is the opening drive of the second half. Pitch to the left, that's Pullman. Cuts up field. Out across the 15 to the 14-yard line. And Stanton inches closer to the end zone again. It'll be 2nd down about 4.
We're going to hear some bad news if you're in Class D1. Many seniors on this Stanton team.
Nope, there are not. Mitchell Hupp is a senior.
Yeah, Mitch Hupp's a heck of a player, but
Parker Wiedemann, who is unfortunately injured, his season might be done. He too is a senior. But a lot of the names we've been calling tonight are juniors.
Yeah, you got a lot of young, juniors. A lot of guys coming back next year. Both these teams have some really good.
Arapahoe's going to be back in the mix next year as well. This is a young squad.
For sure.
Misdirection pitch, Arapahoe in the backfield. Pullman makes the first man miss, but the cavalry comes. This will be a loss. Now a flag comes in behind the play. Pullman gets a big loss back to about the 25-yard line. That's a loss of 11, but we'll see what the penalty is.
Well, if this is a hold, it's a silly hold because it was way away from the play. And it's going to be against Stanton. Obviously, some players pretty upset.
It's a personal foul of some type. It appeared that was the signal. No, it's a hold against Stanton. So Arapahoe is going to decline that penalty. They'll take the loss. And take another look here. It was indeed behind the play. There you see it.
Yep. Yeah, that was, I think that was Garrison that got that caught there.
So they declined the penalty. It's 3rd and 13 now from the 23. As Arapahoe takes that loss of 7.
Kind of pick your poison. Do you take the down or you take the loss? What do you do with Stanton?
I think with Arapahoe, too, you want to maximize possessions if you can get a stop here. As Wilkie cuts forward, breaks the tackle, breaks another.
Wow.
He's brought down, but he didn't go down easy. Out across the 20 to the 19, it's going to be 4th and about 9 for the Mustangs.
One of the more impressive short runs of the season. Look at, there's 1, there's 2, 3. Just a tackle-breaking machine out there is Barrett Wilkie.
I'd like to see Barrett Wilkie and Wiley Ziegler of Bloomfield in a tackle-breaking competition.
Yeah. That'd be unfair to have those two on the same team.
So 4th down and 9. This is a big play here for Arapahoe. Time is ticking away. We're almost halfway through this 3rd quarter. And now we've got motion before the snap. Nope, a timeout called before the snap. More confusion on the part of the Stanton Mustangs. We'll take a break as well. Big 4th down play next. You're watching NCN.
A new year. A fresh start. A resolution to grow more. Gain more. Give more. The process is the same. Plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Well, at the end of 1, Cross County is trailing 16-0 to Sandy Creek. So Sandy Creek making the drive up to Stromsburg, playing well early on. The winner of this game gets the winner of that one. Stanton with a 26-point lead, but a 4th and 9. Now, if Sandy Creek wins, and Stanton wins, they would have to travel to Fairfield next week.
Yeah, that's a long trip for Stanton.
We got to finish this first on 4th down, pass near side caught. That will be enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal Stanton. As Becker Pullman gets the 11-yard reception and moves the sticks.
Well, it's just a good job there to get past the sticks there. Wilkie to Pullman, 2 of the better D1 players here in the state.
So it's 1st and goal Stanton from the 8-yard line. And the gun is Wilkie. Pullman split in the slot. Clausen in the backfield. They direct snap it to him. Cuts up field and into the end zone. Touchdown, Stanton. Jordan Clausen, the junior, in from 8 yards out. His 3rd rushing touchdown this year, and Stanton extends their lead.
Again, good blocking on the edge. Clausen, look at that hole there. That's just that's easy out there with the way these guys block. Clausen absolutely had a big hole there to run through. An easy touchdown for Mr. Clausen.
So now Stanton perfect on their 2-point conversion so far. They'll try to make it 6 for 6. A little misdirection. The flip to Clausen. Turns the edge, gets the corner. Flag comes in right at the end of the play. They might have to try this one again. It's becoming apparent that the one thing that might stop Stanton is themselves going forward.
Right now, they're their own worst enemy. There are too many penalties. You get certainly late here in the playoffs. If they're able to hold on to this win, you're looking at a semifinal game, and so your opponents are going to get tougher and tougher. You just can't have this many holding penalties, and that's something certainly to work on.
And again, in a lot of cases, it's not necessary because they're already past the play.
Right.
So now this 2-point conversion's from the 12. We'll see if Stanton, higher degree of difficulty certainly, but they've passed that test for the most part here this evening. Wilkie steps up, flushed, fires, incomplete. Couldn't get the toe down. Great effort by Pullman, but the two-point conversion is no good. But Stanton extends their lead. It's 46-14. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
Stanton trying to move on to the semifinals for the second year in a row. They've extended their lead now to 32. Sandy Creek with the lead on Cross County. We'll keep our eye on that one. That one just going to the second quarter. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. We saw Crofton had a 2-touchdown lead over Elkhorn Valley at the half, and Extra Milligan Friend giving North Platte St. Pat's all they can handle right now. EMF was up in the quarter.
It's kind of an interesting game in Class D2. Dundee County, Stratton, and Howells Dodge. How good has Howells Dodge been lately?
Yeah.
That's 28-28 in the fourth quarter. That's a barn burner.
That was kind of the conventional wisdom, was that was going to be a good one. There are a lot of really good ones in D2 tonight. That Why Not Humphrey St. Francis game should be a really good one. D2 has been a fun class this year, no doubt. Now Stanton. Well, penalties have kind of reared their ugly head and have prevented them really from getting a running clock. It's a 32-point lead. Arapahoe can still stop the clock. And if they can get their offense going, the problem for Arapahoe, while they have shown the ability to pass, this is not a high-powered offense. They have scored points in games, but they've done so at their tempo, running the football. Yeah. 32 points is going to be tough with basically a quarter and a half to do it.
Well, it's tough not only because you're not running that hurry-up offense, but also you have to stop Stanton, which they have not been able to do.
From the 15, hand off to the outside. That's Casey. Really hasn't had that many opportunities. He's impressed in the carries that he's had. Was not out on the opening drive. He gets 6 yards there. Just his 11th carry on the night. He does have... his 9th carry on the night. Just 20 yards on the evening. Second down 4 from the 21. I formation and Stanton jumps. Another Mustang penalty. And again, as you look forward to next week, if they're able to pull this out, that's going to be the thing that really stands out, that needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah, I just can't win championship-level games when you have this many penalties. So certainly something Coach Stoddard, his staff, and these players will have to address.
Gives Arapahoe a free first down at the 31. Handed off to the fullback, and he gets little to nothing up the middle. That interior defensive line doing a nice job. Pullman in on the play. Logan Tietke there as well. It's about a yard gain for Hill. And it'll be second down and 9.
Well, if you're Stanton, you're okay with this kind of huddle-up pace that Arapahoe has. You've got the big lead, and you took some time off the clock. Those penalties, maybe derailed them a little bit. They still scored, but it took some time off the clock as well when Stanton had the football.
A little bit of a misdirection, triple option play. The problem is it took too long to develop, and Stanton was all over it. That's Barrett Wilkie in the backfield. Roscoff brought down for a loss. It's 3rd and long.
Well, option game is all about timing, and that one just developed slowly. And you give Wilkie a lot of credit there. Shoots through from his defensive back spot to make that tackle.
So 3rd down and 13 from the 23-yard line. This is not the down and distance where Arapahoe is comfortable. Roskop in at quarterback. 2 receivers split to the near side, one of which is Will Casey. In motion is Hill. Hit as he threw it, incomplete. That was Fisher in at quarterback, not Roskop. And Roskop probably thankful for that because Mitchell Hupp just delivered a huge hit on Fisher, and it's 4th down.
If you're scouting the Stanton Mustangs, one thing you gotta do is block number 81. And Arapahoe has not been able to do that tonight. Hupp has just terrorized that backfield. And you wonder if Arapahoe might think maybe about a fake or something. You're kind of in a situation now where you have to score every time you have the football. Looks like they're going to kick. We'll see if they try anything tricky here.
4th and long. They will just punt it away. Casey, a good punter. Pullman lets it bounce, checks up, kicks out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So a 32-yard punt, no return. You mentioned Arapahoe's had trouble blocking Mitchell Hupp. So has everyone else this year. Hupp coming into tonight had 6 sacks already, has 2 tonight. And he has been in the backfield a lot. By the way, Exeter Milligan Friend has just scored again. It is 3rd quarter. EMF leading North Platte St. Pat's 30-22. So a potential upset on the bottom half of the Class D1 bracket.
It's that time of year.
Stanton goes with a direct snap to Clausen again. Boy, Clausen's got some speed too, doesn't he? Lost the football. Ball is out. And it made it out of bounds. Oh, that's a break for Stanton. Casey was there for it. Clausen lost the ball, but it rolled out of bounds. And this one, by an eyelash, stays with Stanton.
Off that spin move here, just lost the football. And just by the nose of the football getting out of bounds there. That's close.
And another holding call against Stanton.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I think if you're Coach Stoddard, you're telling your team right now a touchdown puts this game away. That will trigger the continuous clock, and there would be no way at that point for Arapahoe to make a comeback. But you're taking yourself out of it right now with these penalties. And as good as this team is, nobody's good enough to overcome tons of penalties, depending on the opponent. You get in a championship game or something again, that's difficult. You've got to clean it up here tonight.
So it's 1st and 20. Back at the 15 go the Mustangs. Here's Pullman. Bouncing to the outside. Cutting up field, whirling to the 25-yard line. Gets the penalty yards back. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Boy, Stanton's, there are few teams that are good enough to overcome mistakes like we've seen tonight with Stanton, but Stanton's one of them. That's a good gain on 1st down.
So sets up 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Coming up on 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. I formation. Pullman finds some room up the middle. It'll be a 3rd and manageable. Pullman gets about 4 or so. Forward progress will give him the 30. It'll be 3rd down and 5. That was Pullman's 12th carry on the evening. And he has 83 yards and a touchdown.
Stanton at this point not going to be in any hurry either to run offensive plays. They're going to take their time, run some clock. You got the big lead now. You don't have to be in a hurry, but you want to execute here. You'd like to put this game away.
3rd down and 5. They try to go straight ahead with Wilkie. This time Arapahoe's defensive line says that's about enough of that. That's the play that had been sort of bulldozing Arapahoe backwards. That time they make the stop. It's 4th down and 4.
Yeah, they've not been able to stop that tonight on that one. And I think one thing you see there, you see guys getting low. I think when you get in that stand-up situation, Stanton can overpower you. You get down low and cut legs out and make it a lot harder. I think Arapahoe did a good job with the leverage in that defensive front that time to keep that play from going anywhere.
Well, Stanton milking clock, 4th down and 4. They keep the offense on the field. It's a big chance for Arapahoe here to make a bit of a statement. Everybody bunched up on the line, and now we get a timeout by Stanton. We'll take one as well. 2:31 to go in the third. Fourth down play next. You're watching NCM.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said,
It wasn't, but this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
NCM Sports is brought to you by Stanton Telecom. For friendly and efficient service, call or stop in to Stanton Telecom today. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know what we're televising each week? Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports.
Fourth down here for Stanton, 4th and 4 upcoming alongside Luce Eefker. I'm Eric McKay. Look, I don't think they need to convert this maybe to win this game, but I think it is big for Stanton to convert this just to get a little momentum. This has been kind of a sloppy third quarter for the 1 seed.
Yeah, very much so. You want to get some rhythm if you can. Here you were doing so well in that first half, but penalties really derailing them in the second.
On 4th and 4, they pitch to Pullman.
Goodbye.
That's the first down and more. Well, that'll do it. That converts the 4th down and then some. Touchdown Stanton. My goodness. No flags. Becker Pullman goes 49 yards. His second rushing touchdown tonight.
Well, I thought they would probably do that to try to get outside. And they certainly did. Pullman gets past that first tackler and nobody behind him, takes it to the house, and there's your statement, I think. Despite all the penalties, Stanton now clearly in the driver's seat.
I do think Stanton needed that, though,
Yeah.
Lou. A conversion on 4th down, no penalty, just a cleanly blocked play, just sort of a reminder of how dominant they can be. So now they go for 2. It'll be running clock regardless. Wilkie looking to the air. Has time, fires late over the middle, incomplete. The 2-point conversion, no good, but Stanton extends their lead. Continual clock rule will be in effect. It's 52-14 Mustangs. You're watching NCM.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
.221 to go, third quarter, 52-14. The top-seeded Stanton Mustangs playing like it tonight for the most part. They have extended their lead to the point where we get continual clock. Game not in 8-man, an 11-man game, but Lou, you were talking about another top seed in Northeast Nebraska that is playing pretty well this evening.
Well, Norfolk Catholic, you knew eventually they'd be good, and they finally got there. 48-7 right now over Kearney Catholic. That's a scary good football team.
They're finally going to break through for Coach Beller. Glad he might finally get a championship.
After all those years of coming so close.
What a run.
Yeah, he's an incredible coach. That's just a really good football team that over there at Norfolk Catholic.
We've seen them a few times this year, even by their incredibly lofty standards. That is a team that stands out as really, really good. I think this is going to be a memorable Norfolk Catholic team. And again, in Class C2, I mean, look, Oakland Craig played them tough in week 1. If that ends up being who they see in Lincoln, Ord is a team that's familiar with them as well, and they're playing a lot better now than they were at the beginning of the season. But again, Norfolk Catholic is really, really good.
Mention Ord, by the way, they beat Mitchell today, 47-21. So
congrats to the Mitchell Tigers, by the way, getting their first ever playoff win last week over Bishop Neumann, and in a big way. That was an impressive win for the Tigers.
Yeah, that's you feel badly for some of these teams out west that have to travel so far. It's nice to see them get a win. I mean, of course, last week it was Bishop Newman that had to travel out to Mitchell, and
Yep.
Mitchell was very impressive. I believe that was 58-20 in that
Yep.
win.
Arapahoe had to make a 4-hour drive this evening, or rather this afternoon, to get here to Stanton. The Mustangs have not been very hospitable. They try the kick again after the first one out of bounds. So from the 9-yard line, it's Casey. Really impressed with this young man. Will Casey's been bottled up tonight. He'll be back next year. I think he is a player to watch in Class D1 next year, as really are this entire Arapahoe Warriors squad.
Yeah, very few seniors on either team, and Arapahoe looks like they're going to be 9-2 to end the season. That's a pretty darn good season, and you got a lot of young kids coming back. I don't know how many times we've seen it in the past, teams that get this far and then you run up against a better team, but you take away from that. You'll learn, and that motivates you. We talked about Stanton last year, losing to Clarkson Lee in the semifinals, motivated them to try to get back. Well, it looks like they're going to be back in the semifinals. I expect that out of Arapahoe next season. I think a team to watch in Class D1 next year.
1st and 10, the inside give. A little bit of room to the outside. Good strong run there by Rafe Hill. Gets about 4 yards. And to your point, Lou, they've shown that they learn, right? Last year, this defense gave up 46 points per game. This year, that was down. Now, look, it's Stanton, so that's going to, you got to grade on a curve. But coming into tonight, that was down to 22 points a game with a lot of the same personnel. Coach Kronhoffman talked about that with you in the pregame.
Yeah, I talked about the desire to get better, get in the weight room, work hard, and you see what they've reaped the benefits. They're here in the quarterfinals. It's been a good season.
First down yardage here and more into Stanton territory down the far sideline. Shoved out of bounds inside the 15. That's Cade Fisher, the sophomore. They mark him out at the 14-yard line. That's a gain of 32. Longest play from scrimmage tonight for Arapahoe.
Excellent carry. Trying to get that clock stopped here. It looks like it'll be in the fourth quarter if that happens.
I need to get within 35 points to end the continual clock. Might get one more snap off before we get to the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 from the 14. Inside give in the backfield, blown up. What a play there by Garrett Hansen to shoot the gap. Loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd down and 12. And that defensive statement will end the third quarter. The Mustangs rumbling through the offensive line and rumbling their way to the semifinals. They're up big on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Aloe. You deserve the fiber things in life. Aloe Fiber. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow at NCN Sports for highlights, interviews, rankings, and our broadcast schedule.
Fourth quarter here in Stanton. That is brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at Lincoln.org. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. Stanton will be in the semifinals for the second straight year. We've got continual clock. Now, Arapahoe can change that with a score here. But again, just too tall of a mountain to climb down. 38 as we start the fourth quarter. Straight ahead, that's the sophomore quarterback. We've seen a lot more of Cade Fisher than we thought we might coming into this evening. Fisher gets 5. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, with the score the way it is and then the continual clock ticking away here, even if Arapahoe scores here and gets that stopped, it's very difficult. Once that clock starts ticking away, so much time runs off, it makes it very, very hard to mount any sort of comeback.
3rd down and 7. Ball at the 11-yard line of Stanton. Fisher will keep it. He's got some room to the edge. Gets the corner inside the 5, dives for the sticks. Well, we'll see where they spot him. I think he might have it. He does indeed. Great run by the sophomore QB. First and goal, Arapahoe.
Yeah, another 1-2 play. That's a good job here. Watch him dive for the sticks, get that first down. Now you got a fresh set of downs to work with to try to get that touchdown and get that clock to stop.
The first and goal from the 4. Warriors break the huddle with Casey in the backfield. Loaded pistol, couple of running backs behind Fisher. The handoff, Casey up the middle. Flag comes in as Casey's brought down at the 3. We'll sort out the penalty. Casey got a couple, but I think Arapahoe's moving backwards. They are indeed. They've been fairly clean in terms of penalties tonight. That's a big one, though.
Yeah, really like to get the points and get it quickly. Now this penalty going to back them up. They may still score, but it's going to be difficult to do it very quickly. Again, try to get that clock to shut off.
So back to the 14-yard line where it'll be first and goal. Clock winding again. Receiver split to either side. Shotgun set for Fisher. Looking to the air. Pressured. Fisher takes off with a little room. Leapfrogs his way to about the 5. It'll be second and goal. They give him a 10-yard gain to the 4.
Well, Fisher's a guy that I think he's been impressive in his time behind center. He's only a sophomore. Another good athlete, a good football player for the Arapahoe Warriors.
So second and goal here. Warriors go with that 2 wide receiver set again, 1 to either side, with 1 tight end. Fisher looking for that slant, almost intercepted. Clausen got 2 hands on that pass. It'll be third and goal.
Well, it's a good thing for Arapahoe that he dropped it, because if he catches that, he's got a ton of room. He probably takes that goal line to goal line.
With his speed as well. That pass intended for Kohler. So it'll be third and goal.
Those are plays as a player you dream about tonight. You're going to see that open field. Say, why didn't I catch that?
Yeah. Clausen, another one of the many juniors on this team. Third and goal from the 4. Kohler in motion. And now a flag. We've got motion before the snap. Arapahoe, now they're the team moving in the wrong direction because of penalties.
Eric, we talked about Norfolk Catholic. We saw a score that was erroneous earlier showing Bellevue West as a winner. Well, I guess that was the West Side's demise was much exaggerated. They're up 21-0 in Class A. I think that's a team for the ages.
You can't guarantee anything, right? But I think if there is anything you could come close to guarantee, it's that West Side is going to win Class A. That team is as good as any high school football team there has ever been in the state of Nebraska. Yeah. Oh, a little halfback pass, wide open in the end zone, and Arapahoe gets the touchdown.
Like the play call there. I like that a lot. Really caught Stanton off guard.
Grayson Kohler threw it.
Yep.
And it was Roskop, Trenton Roskop, who had been the starting quarterback. That time he's the receiver.
Love it.
And Arapahoe making plays.
Yeah, putting guys in different spots, still making plays. That's it's not going to win a ball game, but that gives you, a good picture of how versatile this team can be next season.
And does stop the continual clock as well. So now Arapahoe will go for 2. First points of the half for the Warriors. Looking for a little misdirection pass. My goodness, did Fisher take a shot when he threw that ball? It is incomplete, and the 2-point conversion is no good. So 8:20 to go in the game, 52-20. Stanton's lead. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
8:20 to go in the game. Arapahoe not giving up. Like to see the trick play there. And the Warriors get another touchdown on the board. Still trail big. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. That's a live ball. I think Stanton came up with it.
So close.
Boy, we have seen two really well-executed onside kicks by Arapahoe. Neither have gone their way, but that one was really close.
Coach Kronhoffman over on the other side, he was so, just that hurt. He was so close to getting that one.
Yeah, he thought they had it. They have not given up.
Yeah, that was a really good kick, so close. Again, though, give Stanton credit for, despite a really good kick, being able to come up with that.
I believe it was Jordan Clausen who came out with it. So Stanton has it 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Oh, sorry, the 32. Pitch to Pullman. I like that little pitch counter they run. And that's why, because Pullman's going to spring it and take it to the house. Really easy to like a play when it goes for a touchdown every time you run it. 48 yards. My goodness.
Yeah.
Becker Pullman.
Well, you got to figure Arapahoe's getting a little tired there, but again, I mean, look at guys on the ground for Arapahoe. That's great blocking, and you give guys like Pullman room to run, and you're going to light up the scoreboard. That's what Stanton has done all season, averaging 61 a game. Now they're at 60.
Pullman's third rushing touchdown tonight. He also had that fumble recovery for a touchdown back in the first quarter.
Actually, they'll be at 60 if they get a two-point conversion.
They made their first 5. They've missed their last 2. Mishandled snap. Still out with it there was, I believe, Hunter Robinette, and he didn't get it. So the two-point conversion no good, but Stanton rolling. It'll be once again a running clock. They're up 58-20. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
NCM Sports is brought to you by Stanton Telecom. For friendly and efficient service, call or stop in to Stanton Telecom today. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know what we're televising each week? Follow us on Twitter at NCM Sports.
Well, Stanton has a two-headed monster in Barrett Wilkie and Becker Pullman that is frankly absurd. I've got those two combined this evening for 430 yards of rushing, just between those two tonight.
That's great. Coming into tonight, about 2,800 yards rushing and 50 touchdowns. That's absurd numbers.
They've both gone over 1,600 on the season this evening. But again, it starts with that offensive line. I mean, both of them are incredibly talented. They're going to get their yards. But Gatlin Davidson, Garrett Hansen, Ren Brown, those three need to be given a lot of credit because
absolutely.
You know what they do up front is really, really impressive.
Well, even other guys like Mitchell Hupp out there. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody blocked well tonight. You saw it on that last run. There was 3 or 4 Arapahoe guys on the ground on that run.
So now Arapahoe into Stanton territory after that carry. That's Rafe Hill, one of the seniors on this squad, playing his final game here on the road.
So frustrating if you're Arapahoe, you get the clock stopped. A couple plays later, Stanton gets it going again.
Second down and 6. In motion is Caller. They will hand to him on a sweep. He's got first down yardage, bowling over a couple of defenders across the 30 to the 29-yard line. That's an 8-yard gain.
And now's the time for Stanton. You get a lot of backups in, get a chance to play in the playoffs. That always helps to be out there on the field. Even though the game's decided at this point, you still get a chance to play in a playoff setting.
Those are the kind of program building, that's how you build programs, this kind of experience, this fourth quarter experience. That carries over into next year. Another sweep play to the outside. Out of bounds goes Casey. And, you know, this is an experience that Arapahoe's going to take with him into next year. Again, this is a talented bunch. We talked about the improvement from last year to this year, and I think they're going to be a top 10 team in D1 again next year.
I would fully expect that. I think the thing that's most impressive with you're looking at Stanton is what they're doing to a team like Arapahoe. They're going to be 9-2. This wasn't some bad team that came in here. Granted, it's playoffs, obviously, but it's a good football team.
Handoff up the middle. So it's at the half. I don't want to be too presumptuous, but if you're a Stanton fan, you might want to make plans for a long drive. They are at the break in Stromsburg. Sandy Creek 24, Cross County nothing.
Wow.
That is an impressive first half by Sandy Creek in the Battle of Cougars down in Stromsburg.
Yeah, that's not what Stanton wanted to hear. He'd like to have another home game, but
so yeah, this could be the last game in Stanton this year if that holds. They would have to go to Sandy Creek for the semifinals. That 2-yard gain, good for a first down from Trenton Roscoff. Meanwhile, Exeter Milligan Friend, they're holding on. It's fourth quarter. They're leading North Platte St. Pat's 30-22. So the 2 seed in D1 is in trouble.
Wow. That would be a big upset.
First and 10 from the 19 for Arapahoe. Clock ticking down in this one. Don't forget we got our post game coming up. We'll talk to the winning head coach, our player of the game as well. A flag comes in. Oh, that's going to take points off the board. Hey, young man, that's a great run by Grayson Collar, and it's all for naught because the holding penalty is going to negate it.
Yeah, that one hurts. It takes points off the board, and that's another one. We've seen a few of those tonight where the holds come really away from the play. Really
after the running back is past the play,
From both teams.
Take another look. So the hold, came well behind the play. That was the back judge who threw the flag.
Yeah, those are the ones that drive you crazy if you're a coach because really no need to do that. You're not really affecting the play. You're affecting the play negatively is the only thing you can do at that point.
So first and 20 now from the 29-yard line. In motion is Casey. They'll pitch to him. Casey going to try to use his speed on the edge. Hammered out around the 25, 24-yard line. And it'll be second and 15 after that 5-yard gain.
Trying to get in that end zone and Try to end the season on a positive note if you can, if you're Arapahoe. Score from Class D2, Eric. How about you play football well at the right time? Hell's Dodge beats Dundee County Stratton 36-28. That's a team that's playing very well exactly at the right time.
Well, you look at their losses, not exactly to bad teams.
Right,
Why not? And they were in that game until the end. Their 2 losses were to really good teams. How about that score in C1, though? You talk about a top seed that's playing well right now. Boone Central, 56-7 on Auburn right now.
Yeah, in the third quarter. But yeah, Boone Central is scary. That's a physical football team.
Yeah.
They always are. But I think this year even more so. That's a very difficult team to beat. Probably the favorites.
It's either them or Wahoo.
I was going to say Wahoo also.
That would be a fantastic matchup. 3rd and long, they're looking end zone. Oh, he caught it! Touchdown Arapahoe. Just ripped it away from the defender.
Yeah, that's an excellent play. Another, what I call 1-2 plays. Just took it away from the defender.
That was Casey who caught it.
Yeah, he's such a good football player.
Really is. That was Austin Clausen, the freshman, on the coverage. But a 24-yard touchdown pass.
I'm starting a team in Class D1. I think William Casey would be one of my guys. He would be a guy I would definitely take. I love his attitude. I love how hard he plays.
The 3rd touchdown pass tonight for Arapahoe. The 2-point conversion is good as well. So the clock stops once again. 2:35 to go in this game. Arapahoe has not given up, nor should they. They're down 30, 58-28. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Get rewarded and earn interest for using your My Design Rewards checking account with Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and I get rewarded when I use my debit card grabbing a bite to eat or getting coffee before class. It's easy, simple, and smart. It's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded just for using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Stanton with the lead over Arapahoe alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. 3 touchdown passes for Arapahoe tonight, 2 from the sophomore, Cade Fisher, the last one to Will Casey from 24 yards out. Casey's 4th touchdown reception this season.
I think you see the firepower that this team will bring back next year. I think they're going to, for them, I think for Arapahoe, you do much like what Stanton has been doing and just get stronger in the trenches and beef that up a little bit. And certainly they've done that from last year to this year. You take that next step and continue on. But again, a lot of really good skill people on this team.
They're going to kick it deep this time into the end zone for the touchback, and Stanton will have it at the 15-yard line with 2:33 to go. Well, if you're the Stanton Mustangs, if you're Coach Dave Stoddard, the message, I think, is simple. As long as you execute, I don't know that there's anybody that can beat him. The problem is we saw it in the third quarter, those mental lapses, the holds, the mistakes. We saw a fumble. Those are the things that as you get into the semifinals and the championships, that it doesn't matter how talented you are, teams that are of equal talent will find ways to capitalize on that.
Yeah, really good teams play as much against themselves as they do anybody else. And your challenge is to play as cleanly as possible. And that third quarter was kind of rough, honestly, for Stanton with the mistakes.
So new players getting into the game. That's Caden Kement, the sophomore. He has gotten a lot of time as a sophomore late game back. 256 yards rushing coming into tonight. Not bad for the guy who comes in when the game's out of hand.
Yeah. Yeah, the average score for Stanton is roughly 61-14. So you've got backups that get some time, right? You get a chance to play a lot of football.
And there's that straight ahead run, even with the second unit dominant on the front line. That's the new quarterback there. That's Damon Dubas, the freshman. Gets out to the 28-yard line And moves the sticks for a gain of about 5.
And you see these programs year after year. We've talked a lot about Norfolk Catholic, the Pierces, that are so successful. You get these guys, young guys, some meaningful playing time throughout the season, and they're ready to go next year when it's their turn to step up, maybe start.
And that was something we saw as Clement gets the pitch, and he's got room to the outside. Look out, this young man's got the afterburners. Oh, did he get hit hard? Woo. Into Arapahoe territory to the 24-yard line. They're still hitting hard out there. That's a gain of 28 for the sophomore.
Yeah, doesn't stop with the subs out there, does it? Very explosive offensive team.
But, Lou, this was something that we were talking about when Stanton first dropped down to 8-man. We were noticing backups, young guys that were getting time in games, and we talked at the time about how that's how you build a program. And now here we are 5 years on, and you've got one of the most dominant programs in 8-man trying to win their first state title.
Yeah, I think they absolutely have that opportunity now to win a state championship. And I think you're exactly right. I think this program has been building, and now they're where they want to be.
Dubas on the keeper, straight ahead. Just dive into the pile and see where the wave takes you. Out across the 20 to the 17. That's a 6-yard ride for Damon Dubas. Inside of a minute to go.
Another impressive victory.
Another 30-point win, their second straight 30-point win. So again, 28 points is as close as anyone has come to beating the Stanton Mustangs this year. For all the talk of holdings and penalties and mistakes, they've been able to overcome it more often than not, and they are on their way to the semifinals. There's the kneel down. These teams are going to meet at midfield. Congratulations to the Arapahoe Warriors on a great season, but this night and perhaps this season is all about those Stanton Mustangs. As the clock will tick down your final, the Mustangs dominate early and often, and they get the win at home, 58-28. Their 11th straight win and their second straight trip to the semifinals. Post-game show coming up. You're watching NCN.
To sum up the past 20 years in one word, exceptional. It's one of our core values. But our people have been truly exceptional. Our customer support has been exceptional. In 20 years, where will Allo be? When we started, we were just a business fiber company. Then the demand came from residential. Now the products of both business and residential just continue to expand. We've got to start with customers' needs and always work backwards. The customers will tell us, and our teammates will take us there.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, the wedding band, so we'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
It's the season. The excitement of going to sporting events, sitting in the bleachers, rooting for the neighbor kid that mowed your lawn, delivered papers, or played a few pranks in the neighborhood. The first stop, of course, though, is your local Speedy Mart convenience store. Fuel for the journey. Speedy Mart, your area store with Nebraska roots and community ties. No matter if it's a win or a loss, Speedy Mart can make you feel better before or after the game.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams, financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By U-Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zellner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
"58-28, the Stanton Mustangs rack up 488 yards on the ground, 533 of offense in total, and they get the win. Let's take a look at our top plays brought to you by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Well, Currency's here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. The Stanton Mustangs looking to get to their second straight semifinal, taking on an Arapahoe team trying to get to the semifinals for just the second time ever. But the defensive miscue early on not helping. That is Becker Pullman taking it in 24 yards out on the fumble recovery. It's 16-0 Stanton at that point. 24-6 second quarter. The offensive line was opening up holes for the Mustangs all evening. The junior, Barrett Wilkie, the quarterback, takes it 63 yards to pay dirt here. Stanton's running attack has been dominant all season, and it was in a big way here against Arapahoe as they extend their lead second quarter. More from Stanton. Look at this play. You should credit this touchdown to the offensive line. Wilkie officially gets the credit for it from 17 yards out, but that was a bulldozer of Gatlin Davidson, Garrett Hansen, and Ren Brown leading the charge. That's the kind of dominance that the Mustangs showed all night. Arapahoe not going away. This is late first half. How about a little tip drill in the back of the end zone? Grayson Kohler says, look what I found. Touchdown, and Arapahoe gets the score before the end of the half. But again, just too much from Stanton this evening. This is Becker Pullman taking it down the sideline. Becker Pullman had 180 yards on the ground tonight and 3 touchdowns. His compatriot Barrett Wilkie, 249 yards on the ground, 488 rushing yards as a team for Stanton tonight. Little trick play here. Running back to quarterback, Trenton Roscoff receiving the pass from Grayson Collar, but just too much from Stanton tonight. Here's Pullman again. From 48 yards out, Stanton dominates again. They get the huge win, 58-28. Stanton moves on to the semifinals. The Mustangs, a chance to play for a state title. So again, Stanton gets the win, 58-28. We'll talk to Coach David Stoddard and our player of the game next. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
It's 2023. Bad internet shouldn't be a thing. FYI, coax and satellite internet are vintage. Stop settling for lagging, buffering, and freezing. Switch to Allo Fiber and enjoy speeds up to 1 gig across multiple devices, 24/7 local customer support, no data caps. Fiber your internet with Allo. Visit allofiber.com/FYI.
58-28, Stanton gets the win. It is win number 65 all-time for head coach David Stoddard. He's standing by with Lou Seifker. Lou?
All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, if you want to know who's advancing to the Class D1 semifinals, I got one team for you. It's the Stanton Mustangs. Very impressive win here tonight, 58-28 over the Arapahoe Warriors, and joined now by Coach Dave Stoddard. And, Coach, well, it certainly helps you get off to a good start. You guys are really good in that first half. I believe you had 300 yards rushing at halftime. What was clicking for you there early?
Well, we just wanted to see how they were lining up to us offensively and then attack those gaps. I think the kids did a great job of being physical at the point of attack and then finishing runs.
Well, you certainly you talked about finishing runs, and there's so many holes there that the offensive line just created. Such good blocking downfield. What can you say about the way your team blocked tonight?
Yeah, we want to be real physical at the point of attack, and we also want to play with great technique. And the guys have bought into that. They've done it all year. So really, it's a credit to them.
Well, then you had some issues in the third quarter with some penalties there that kind of jumped up and bit you. What was kind of the reason you think for those penalties, and I guess how do you fix that here as you head toward the semifinal?
Yeah, we got to clean that up. I mean, obviously you don't want to have those holding calls and you know, kind of hurt yourself on your own drives, but definitely will be a point of emphasis going into next week.
Well, certainly defensively, you guys played a great game. One guy that stood out to me was Mitch Hupp there, just all over the backfield of Arapahoe. How well did he play tonight?
He's tremendous. You know, he plays outside linebacker for us. He can cover, he can rush, he can block the struck. So we're really fortunate to have him there. So.
No, absolutely. Well, Coach, congratulations on a big win. You got the semifinals, maybe in Sandy Creek next week. Does it really matter to you where you play? I certainly would like a home game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, whoever will play, we'll prepare the best we can and take care of the opportunity in front of us. Yep.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations, Coach, and best of luck next week.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's Dave Stoddard. And well, let's go ahead and get Barrett Wilkie, our player of the game, in here. Now, Barrett, I guess you could say you had a pretty good game. I think you're at 200 yards rushing there in that first half. What can you say about the way the offense operated there, especially early in the game?
Well, it all starts with the offensive line. They blocked tremendously. Our first drive, we were a little confused with our front, and we were blocking it a little weird, but we called a timeout on our first drive, and we scored it on the next play. So I'd say our line figured it out.
Yeah, one of the impressive plays that you guys had tonight was the quarterback sneak. You got about 10, 15 yards on those. How good is this offensive line that you're behind?
I know we have the best line in the state in D1, and I'm just so thankful. They make me look so much better, and I wouldn't trade this team for anything else.
Well, you certainly, you were very good tonight, obviously, over 200 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. You got so many weapons around you. We mentioned Mitchell Hupp. You've got guys, names like Clausen and Pullman out there. That takes a lot of pressure off you. You got so many weapons around, doesn't it?
Yeah. When we run our motion stuff, every time Becker or Jordan motions out, it takes another defender because that's another threat. And Mitchell, no one can keep up with him in the pass. On my interception, I made a bad read, put him in a bad position. I need to fix that. But when we're going, we're almost unstoppable.
You certainly were at times here tonight. See, you got a gash there on your chin. Was that from offense or defense? You were pretty good on defense, made some plays there. Was that from offense or defense?
I don't know. When we got subbed out at the end there, my teammates told me, "Oh, you got a cut on your chin." I didn't even notice it, but now I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah, after the game, that's when that happens. Now, last year, you guys made it all the way to the semifinals. Clarkson Lee, the eventual state champion, knocked you guys off. How much of a motivating factor was it that game to get back to where you are now in the semifinals? And what do you think you need to do to take it all the way this year?
Last year, we had a pretty bad habit with our practices. We didn't practice hard. We thought teams would just lay down for us, and we thought that going into the Clarkson Lee game, and they did not lay down for us. They took it to us, and this year we know that whoever we play, Sandy Creek or Cross County, they're going to bring it. They want to be in state just as much as us, so we just need to play to our best and have a great week of practice. It was where it all starts.
Absolutely. I think you're exactly right. I think you guys have a great chance, Barrett. Congratulations on the win tonight and being our player of the game.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
All right, that's Barrett Wilkie, our player of the game. Eric, let's send it back to you.
Thank you very much, Lou Seifker. Garrett Wilkie, all he did is have 249 yards on the ground with 3 touchdown runs. He's over 1,600 yards on the season now as Stanton improves. All right, so I got another team you can move on to the next round. Exeter Milligan Friend upsets North Platte St. Patrick's tonight. The final score 44-28. EMF gets the win, the 2 seed done in Class D1. They're headed to the fourth quarter in Tilden. Crofton is playing pretty well. They're up on Elkhorn Valley 40-22 right now as the Warriors try to get to the semifinals. And Sandy Creek at the half leading Cross County 24-0. If that holds, Stanton would have to travel down to Fairfield, Nebraska for that semifinal next week. As for what we're covering next week, well, stick with us. Head to newschannelnebraska.com. Head to our Twitter page, our Facebook. We will let you know what the playoff plan is for NCN. We got one more week of high school football coverage in the playoffs. Of course, we got the six-man state championship in Kearney that we'll be covering as well. Until then, from a broadcast partner, Lou Siefker, Connor Luby in the truck, and the entire NCN sports crew, I'm Eric McKay. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.